This is the music of our childhood right here, man. Yeah, they're over there. You ever want to come down. Okay. Let's see. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Last Friday, the San Juan Broncos got back in the win column in a weather-shortened victory over Juan Diego in front of their home crowd. Tonight, they're back on the road, where they'll face one of the toughest teams in the 1A ranks as the season moves into its third week. Live from Arlen Hafen Stadium in Kanab, it's the Broncos taking on the Cowboys. Welcome to Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome live indeed to Arlen Hafen Stadium at Kanab High School in Kanab, Utah. It is a warm one here, as is to be expected here in Kanab, but beautiful sight lines, of course. For those of you who haven't ever been here, you've got the Red Rocks right ahead, and it's always a fun atmosphere for football here in Cowboy Country, they call it. We welcome you in today, Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. And it's Rhett Sifford and Art Adair here with you. And Art, we got cut short or got cut long last week a little bit. You know, a really weird ending to last week's game. First game I've ever been a part of that was canceled due to weather. So we had that going last week.
Yeah, and hopefully we don't have that tonight. It's a nice day where we're at currently in Kanab, but just over my right shoulder here, there's quite the storm cell brewing. So hopefully it continues out and we have a beautiful night.
I think we tend to attract storms, I guess. I don't know.
It was a beautiful drive over here, but yeah, nice atmosphere right now. So hopefully we can keep that.
Well, this is a football town here. You know, they come out to it's small town football, and so it's a lot like San Juan or Monticello, where the town comes out for football. You know, and this will be a fun one. I know you, as coach of Monticello for a few years, have had some knockdown dragouts here on this field.
Well, not on this field. The first time I ever came over here, I was trying to remember that tonight. I think it was either 16 or 17, somewhere around there. We were playing our backup quarterback, and we actually threw 4 pick sixes on this field, and it didn't end pretty for us. But that was a preseason game, and we got a little redemption week 10.
That's right.
Kanab came over to Monticello. We played him over there. We had a better game plan. McCade Malloy was our quarterback. Mm-hmm. Many people in Blanding know him. But we were able to beat them, and which put them against Duchesne, which ultimately put them out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Put us against Milford. We won that playoff game. We eventually lost in the semis to Rich, and they won the state title. But I love coming over here. This is the Red Rocks around. This is one of the prettiest stadiums. And this new booth they got, this is killer right here.
It's nice, other than there's no mini fridge and there's no air conditioner in here.
I did put in a request for a mini fridge. Hopefully next time we make our way over here, we'll have one.
Yeah, they don't have there may be some added amenities in here over the years. This is just their second game in this beautiful new booth, and they don't even have the counters put in here for us yet. We're on tables, and that's fine. It's going to be a beautiful night for football, and Art, this could end up being a fun game here tonight.
Yeah, you're talking about one of the top premier teams in 2A in San Juan, and then one of the top premier teams in Kanab. Now, they have been a powerhouse in the 2A, 1A for the last 10 years. They haven't always been the state championship game, but they've been a contender at the beginning of the season and late into the season, into the quarters, the semis. Kanab knows how to get it done on the football field, and this is a team that will run the wing T offense, and they run it very effectively and very well with a little trickeration here and there. It's a hard offense to stop. You have to be really good on your interior. We saw a little bit of kind of what we're going to see tonight, variation-wise, last week against Juan Diego. But Kanab, they're one of those teams that they can beat anybody any night. You'll have some stats, and I think they've outscored everybody. The first 2 games, they have really put the whooping on.
It's been ugly, yeah. We want to mention here before we continue on here during the pregame show, Friday Night Lights, we're doing a contest today on, on Stream Utah. And if you can guess the player of the game tonight, before we announce that, you'll win free tickets to next week's game in Blanding. So that's up for grabs tonight. Guess the player of the game tonight on StreamUtah.Live before we announce it. That'll be sometime around, there's no 2-minute warning in high school football, but it'll be somewhere around the 2-minute warning here tonight at the end of the game, and we'll name the player of the game. So guess that player, and you win tickets to next week's game in Blanding. So going to continue with the pregame show here, Friday Night Lights, and this is a little bit of a storied rivalry. They play each other going back to 1982. San Juan has the edge, 16-7 in the series. It's just the 24th meeting between these two schools, though, and they haven't met each other in 12 seasons. In fact, the last time they played, Barkley Christensen was the quarterback in that one and led the San Juan Broncos to a 40-10 victory. So you could say that Kanab is looking to get revenge or looking to prevent San Juan from winning 8 straight against them, because the Broncos have won 7 straight against Kanab. But Art, I don't know if that even applies with the time limit since these guys have played each other.
No, none of these kids are familiar with each other. All they know, Kanab knows San Juan coming in 3-time defending 2A state champ. You know, had a 37-game win streak. San Juan knows Kanab's been a powerhouse program in both divisions that they've seen themselves in over the years, and they're both well coached. And the thing that Kanab wants to do is they want to come out with their wing tee with a tight end heavy set, and they are not going to roll you down the field 30, 40-yard passes. They are going to methodically move the ball, and they're looking to sneak it in there with their tight end and that wing back. They'll run a lot. It's almost like a triple option back there with the 3 backs, but they'll also float that wing back out. They'll bring him down the line and then just right behind that left guard, whichever side he's lined up on, just wiggle him out there behind the backers and dump it off to him, and they have a lot of trickeration with that guy. So I talked to Coach Bowering before the game. I said, hey, he said, we've got guys accounted for them. We're going to watch them. We know it. We've seen the film. But even though you've seen the film on these guys and you know what you're doing, I'll tell you, it's easier said than done, because there's been lots of times that we've been prepared to play Kanab, and they lull you to sleep with that run game, and they will get 5, 8-yard chunks, and then all of a sudden everybody crashes down into the box, and boom, that wing back, that tight end sneak out there, and they're open, and they get 15, 20, or even 6 points on it. So Kanab, very good at that wing tee. Coach Kornborg, he kept that. That's something Coach Bucky Orton used to run.
Yeah.
He kept that as offense, and they do a fantastic job. They've just continued on. Coach Orton, Bucky Orton was a fantastic coach here at Kanab, and they've kind of just kept that tradition.
Well, I tell you, it's not an exciting offense to watch, but for the teams who can execute it and execute it well, it can be an effective offense.
Yeah, there's not a lot of teams that run the wing tee in the college. Hardly, I don't think any are, because it is. It's just it's not a high number, high scoring, but as you're going to say some stats here, I'm sure, they've put up some big points with this offense. And the thing is they want to control the clock. They want limited amount of offensive reps from San Juan, and they want an 8-9 minute drive down the field, put 6 points on the board. Yeah,
the Cowboys beat Ben Lomond in week 1, 56-0, and last week was North Sevier, 49-6. So a couple of teams they were, quote, supposed to beat, and took care of business, obviously, and it's going to be a whole different matchup for them this week. You're looking at a quarterback in Brogan Verosco, the junior who's come in to take over after a 3-year starter, and he is 12 of 21 on the year, so that's 57% completions. Not, like you said, not a whole lot of passing, 186 yards so far, but he does have 5 touchdown passes. So those are those short little dump-offs you're talking about that go for touchdowns from close in. And so 5 passing touchdowns for this new quarterback. In the running game, it's been Hayden Gubler, 289 yards. So he's averaging almost 145 yards per game. So he's a guy the Broncos are going to have to shut down. Preston Brown, the senior, 113 yards so far. So he's over almost 57 yards a game. Ryder Allen, the senior, has 37 yards a game, 74 for him. And just touchdowns galore in the running game. Gubler has 3, so does Preston Brown, and 2 for Ryder Allen. So obviously that's where they do most of their damage. The Broncos are going to have to shut that down and eliminate any kind of a two-style attack today.
And here's the problem with the wing tee is they're going to pull both guards in either direction. They're going to pull them to the left. They're going to pull them to the right, and those guards are going to follow. And as a defensive lineman, as a linebacker, you're taught by your defensive coach, follow the pulling guards. They're going to lead you to the ball. But what the wing tee does is that you pull with the ball, and then they come right back with that trap or that counter, and you're not there. And so discipline is key for the Broncos tonight. And also, they've got a kid over there, number 50, Wyatt Orton, son of Bucky Orton, the former coach.
Yeah.
This kid is being recruited by Boise, Weber, Utah Tech, Idaho State, USC, Oregon State. This kid is a phenomenal athlete, phenomenal player. I think he lines up at center on offense, tackle on defense. Keep an eye on him. I bet they run the ball a lot behind him tonight, and he gets out there and makes a big hole.
All right, well, let's hear from the coach. He's in his 5th year now. He's a graduate of Kanab. He's also a graduate of Southern Utah University, J.R. Kornberg. He's had a pretty good 4+ years now. He's got a 34-14 record with Kanab. They don't have a state championship yet. They've won a region title in his tenure. But let's hear what Coach Kornberg has to say as his team gets set to take on San Juan here this evening. Coach, thanks for chatting with us. This is a great atmosphere as always here on your field. This is going to be a fun matchup tonight between a couple of good teams.
Yeah, it's exciting. A great team coming in here. We're excited for a good tough game. I know they're a program that's one of the top in the state, and we had a chance to schedule them. We kind of lost a game and then reached out and it worked out, so that's great. So we're just excited for the opportunity to compete.
I know you've got a new quarterback this year, but other than that, you've got a fairly experienced team. Can you tell me about you guys so far, early portion of the year?
Yeah, we've played, 2 teams that we expected to beat, and we beat them. So that's what, you should do in those type of games is look good and beat teams you're supposed to beat. But there's still a lot of question marks. We are in an absolute gauntlet here with our schedule. We play the 3 state champions in a row in the 1 through 3A classifications here in the next 4 games. So ask me that in 4 weeks and I'll have a lot better answer. But we're making progress and getting better. We definitely have some guys that we think are playing well and some guys that have got to keep improving and some questions to still answer.
These type of games, tough games early part of the year, are the type of games that really make you a tougher, better team.
Yeah, these games are fun. I mean, this doesn't decide who's going to win a state championship, but it will say a lot, for both teams, how they handle games like this and what the results are. So these are fun games and a great opportunity for 2 good teams to compete.
Well, I know it's only 2 games so far, but tell me about the strengths your team has.
Well, we hope we're able to run the ball. Our rushing totals have been where we want them the last 2 weeks against, you know, teams that weren't as good as this team that we play tonight. So I think we're going to be able to run the ball. We have a backfield with some experience, and feel like we have 4 good runners in the backfield. One of them still in a cast and will be for a few weeks, but we'll be excited when that's off. But we have some running backs that we feel confident in. And then last week we've known that Cash Kabonic's going to be able to make a difference, and we've seen that last week. So we're excited to get Brogan clicking with Cash and be able to have Cash be a part of our attack for sure. And we have, you know, a couple really experienced, good linemen up front, and we want to see them do their thing and play well.
What are the things that you guys are still working on?
We still have some position battles going on. We've rotated in these first 2 games with a couple different positions, and nobody's really pulling away, so that's a good thing. We feel confident that we have, you know, some depth that we haven't had in the years past, but we're looking to see maybe some of those positions get solidified up front and in some different areas. We're running a new defense that we, you know, haven't ran for our first years, this coaching staff. So we're still learning on that side of the ball and trying to get better and understand our assignments and learn and improve and trust each other on that side.
Tell me about your preparation this week. What is it you guys are going to have to do against San Juan here tonight?
They're really good. We don't see a lot of attacks like this. I feel like the teams we're going to have to beat in our classification look very different than this team as far as how they attack. So it's not something we see a lot. I know Milford, you know, is something similar maybe to this type of attack, but San Juan, very different from Beaver, but very similar in the fact that they're going to line up and do the things they do and do them really well, well-disciplined. I've noticed on film, man, those receivers are throwing these little bubbles. They don't dance. They get up the field and get yards, and so we're going to have to get to the football and tackle.
Okay, Coach, like I said, this is going to be a fun one here tonight. We appreciate it. Good luck. Have a fun game, man.
Thanks.
And we want to say thanks to Coach Kornberg for chatting with us before this game today. And, Art, you could just feel the excitement. You know, he's ready to go. Also, the nervousness mixed in there. And let me, speaking of nervousness, just say I forgot to mention their leading receiver, Cash Kabonic, who thankfully Coach Kornberg mentioned. But so he's averaging 50.5 yards per game receiving, 101 for him. But not surprisingly, it's Hayden Gubler who owns the most touchdowns receiving, and that comes out of that running back or backfield position. And that's, like you said, that's that style of offense. Just get that guy out for that short little drop-off right there, and that shows in the stats. But they can pass the ball as well. So, like we've said, the Broncos are going to have to figure out a way to make sure they don't allow the run to open up that pass today.
Yeah, and they've got Orton out there at tackle, and he's been doing a lot of those lead blocking in their warm-ups here. So they're going to have to figure out a way to get by him and not let him blow them out and seal that in, or it could be a long night for the linebacking core of the Broncos.
He's that running tree out there, isn't he?
Yeah, he's number 50. He's the big boy. There's no wonder D1 programs are recruiting that kid.
Yeah, that's a big boy. All right, we'll take a quick break on the Friday Night Lights pregame show tonight. We've only just got a few more minutes of warm-ups to go. We'll switch gears, and when we come back, talk about the San Juan Broncos. It is the San Juan Broncos in Kanab tonight, getting set to take on the Cowboys in what should be a fun match here tonight. Thanks for joining us. Stay with us. We'll continue with the pregame show around the corner. It is Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Monson's Quality Meat Processing and Blanding provides processing for both wild and domestic animals. They also carry USDA choice steaks, ground beef, and 14 unique flavors of handmade bratwurst. Monson specializes in friendly service, the highest quality products, and flexible timing, all at a competitive price. That's Monson's Quality Meat Processing at 885 East Pinion Ridge Road in Blanding. Call 435-459-1401 or find them on Facebook.
Desert Rivers Credit Union is proud to team up with the communities in our corner of the state. A nationwide network of ATMs and branches, full line of mortgage products, local decision-making, low fees, and great rates for every credit score are just a few of the things we bring to the team. And to top it off, we are for people, not profit. Come by and meet our team at one of our 4 branch locations or visit desertrivercu.com. We love our communities and are proud to support our youth.
San Juan Building Supply has offered a full range of building supplies to San Juan County for more than 32 years. From the start of your project to the finish, San Juan Building Supply has high-quality products.
Monson's Quality Meat.
San Juan Building Supply has offered a full range of building supplies to San Juan County for more than 32 years. From the start of your project to the finish, San Juan Building Supply has high-quality products for all your needs, and they can deliver. Drop by 1050 South Main Street in Blandine, call 678-2000, or visit sjvs.com. San Juan Building Supply, a proud sponsor of our local teams.
Back live to Kanab, Utah. It is the site of our Friday Night Lights matchup tonight. We are glad you've joined us. It's going to be the San Juan Broncos taking on the Kanab Cowboys here this evening. And we're going to continue the Friday Night Lights pregame show now, talk about the visiting Broncos. And this is a team that suffered a first week of the season loss in Grantsville, obviously a little bit timid. I think they've gathered themselves. Last week looked a whole lot better, looked a lot more aggressive. And we noticed, Art, you and I noticed specifically, it was the whole team, I think, that was a lot less timid than week one, but specifically the feet, the decision-making from Jayton Knight was a whole lot more assertive, and he hit the holes hard. He ran with authority last week. That's something we didn't see from him week one. Yeah, his decision-making was a lot more crisper this last Friday night. In those 3 quarters, we got to see him play, and like you said, he made a big run there just because he saw the open grass and he took the open grass. Instead of waiting for a receiver to work open, you take what the defense is giving you. If there's open grass, you take the open grass. And I liked how he played last week. He played with a little passion, a little fire. I think that he had a little chip on his shoulder because of the loss the week before, and he came out and he showed it. So he did a great job, and hopefully, coming into this game, he's that same mindset. Yeah, it's tough that you have to lose the streak, but it's like Coach Christensen has said, you don't play for the streak. You play for a state championship ultimately. A loss like what happened game one is what you learn from. The team bounced back very well. It's the type of game that can motivate you that, I don't know, for lack of a better term, maybe you're so embarrassed about, so hurt by it that you are determined. You just are more galvanized for the rest of the year. I think we could see that from the team last week. I think you go out there not wanting to lose the streak, and now you're out there just wanting to win the game. Right. And that's the best thing. And as we talk about last week, we got cut off early because of that fantastic river that rolled through and flooded out everybody. A river runs through it. Yeah. I got to get my fishing pole to get back to my truck. But last week we talked about the player of the game this week, and people can get on the YouTube stream and pick their guesses throughout the game. But last week, that player of the game honors went to Branton Bethea, number 0 of the Broncos. He had 9 tackles, 2 quarterback hurries, 4 receptions for 92 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And he was all over the field last week, and he was one of those Energizer bunnies for the Broncos. He was hyped. He was out there, and every time I looked at him, that kid was just excited to be on the field. So congratulations to Branton for being our player of the game last week against Juan Diego. All right, well, just taking a look at these Broncos and starting specifically with Jayton Knight, the senior quarterback. He's 32 of 65 coming into tonight. That's a 49, just over 49% completion rate. 477 yards for him, 4 TDs. I guess the one thing is 5 interceptions, but 4 of those were in game one, so a little bit better in that department last week. And, again, he's coming into his own. It's kind of hard to step into those shoes and immediately take over as the coin toss is going on right now. But in the running game, J.D. Palmer leading the way. That big 80-yard run for him last week helped out in that department. He has 121 total on the year on 10 carries, so he's the only guy in double-digit average right now yardage-wise. He's got 1 TD. Jayton Knight is the second leading rusher, 105 yards for him on 20 carries and 2 TDs. And then it's Jagger Neves, 16 carries, 73 yards, and a TD. Receiving, Owen Adams leading the way with 154 yards on 7 catches. He has 2 TDs, as does the man you mentioned, Branton Bethea. He has 9 catches, 132 yards. Those are the 2 leading receivers. And, again, just like we talked with Coach Kornberg, we also talked with head coach of the San Juan Broncos, Barkley Christensen. And here's what he has to say as his team gets set to go tonight here in Kanab.
Coach, thanks for chatting with us. I know you guys may have had some challenges getting here today, but you're here, ready to go. Weird ending last week for sure. I've never been to a weather-canceled game in my life, but I know it wasn't exactly what you want, but you guys took care of business, got back in the win column.
Yeah, and it was good. Walking off the field, Juan Diego's head coach told me, hey, I've only got a couple more drives left in us. We're hanging on by a thread. We got a long season. You guys are hitting the heck out of us, and that's one of the biggest compliments I think you can get as a coach is, your kids are playing hard, you're hitting us. I was playing San Juan football, and so we were really proud. I thought it was a whole different team from week 1 to week 2.
Well, I know you want to keep it rolling, and here in Kanab today, this is a team that your team hasn't played in a while. In fact, last time you guys played, you led the team to victory from the quarterback position.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. A couple memories popped back up right when we got here. Me and Bobby started to remember he forgot his jersey at home. He wore number 9. He was number 10 usually. So, yeah, it has been a long time, but it's fun playing teams like Kanab and Beaver, and, you know, they're the 1A football, but they're 2A everything else. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's more of our classification in terms of, you know, it's the same vibe. It's small town football. I'm sure the businesses are closed down. Everybody's coming out to watch, so I'm excited.
Yes, this has the real potential to be a fun matchup here tonight between a couple of good teams.
Yeah, I'm excited. You know, they do things. They play hard. Their kids love it. Their community loves it. But at the end of the day, you know, we can't worry about them. We just got to go play San Juan football like we did last week.
Yeah, tell me what it is you're building on from last week to this week.
Just that physicality, that passion for the game. I thought that was huge, you know. I felt like week 1 we were a little tiptoey, and I feel like I even coached that way. I think we were just all a little bit nervous, and no matter how long you do this, you kind of will revert back to that in some ways. So I just want to keep building on the passion, the fire, and just that attack mode. Just go get it. We got to go get it if we want to win.
Yeah, I was thinking last week, we didn't get a chance to talk with you after the game, but Jayton just seemed a lot more decisive in that game last week. He seemed a lot more aggressive and quick to make the decisions and quick to hit the hole running, you know, downhill.
Yeah, and I think film helped him out. Watching, like, you're too big of a guy to be tiptoeing around, and I'm gonna put you in better situations too than I did in Grantsville. You know, a lot of what I did in Grantsville with him was it was a full field read, and Juan Diego, he did a lot of the same, but it was also more solidified and more simplified, and practice gave him a ton of reps at it. So that's what we try to do again this week. Who knows what defense they'll give us, but I think we'll be ready to roll.
Well, offensively for them, I know you're going to need to shut down the run. What else are you trying to do here tonight?
Are you just talking about defense?
Yes, their offense.
Yeah. So with their offense, yeah. I mean, you just hit it right on the head. You just got to stop the run. But they do like, on long downs, just huck it up. And that's been something that's been scary with us last 2 weeks. We got to have corners go and make plays because they do have the ability to get the ball down the field. And if we're ever in a one-on-one situation, we got to start winning those 50-50s.
Yeah, I know Bobby's aggressive defensively. Have you guys talked about just in the secondary not letting anybody behind you?
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, you got to pack the box, and everybody's got to do their job, right? And so we can't just play so soft that we don't take away their main component. So to take away their main component, I feel like we got to man up, and there's going to be some one-on-one situations. And, you know, I'm going to always have trust in our guys. You know, they just got to go and execute it tonight.
All right, Coach. Again, this should be a fun one. We appreciate you chatting with us. Have a good game.
Hey, thank you, guys.
Yeah, I want to say thanks to Coach Christensen for visiting with us, and that's it. We're out of time on the pregame show. The game is underway. Kanab is kicking the ball away, and it is a short kick that's going to be fielded and handed off then at the 15, and getting to the sideline and hitting hard as the returner for San Juan. It was Jagger Neves, and a nice return for San Juan following a short kick from Kanab. They'll start around their own 30.
Yeah, San Juan runs that wall so effectively. The up back fields it, turns directions, and then they'll fake that sometimes, which is what they want to do. They want to build that wall on one side of the field and then run it to that side, and then fake it and see if they can't break one for the house. But excited to see the Broncos in this first drive. They won the toss. They're receiving.
Yeah, that's their mantra. That's the way they like to start a game. So they've gotten their way this time, and it's actually at the 28 to get underway. So it's a first down and 10 for San Juan from there. First possession of the night. And the Broncos will go right to the ground. And it's Jagger Neves rumbling ahead for 10-plus yards. Looks like it'll be around 11, and they're signaling second down over here. So I thought it was going to be 11 yards, but no, just a little bit shy, 9-yard run. So Jagger Neves takes the first handoff tonight. And the Broncos are underway. Now a little play action in the backfield. Jayton Knight hopping, skipping, kept it himself, and he's not going to get any yardage. Third down and short for the Broncos. Following no gain. Sorry, Art.
The Cowboy linebacking core was not fooled on that RPO.
So a big third down for San Juan here early, and short yardage is going to be right at the line to gain, signaling over here that it'll be a first down, but a short 1-yard run for Jagger Neves will get the job done.
It's all you need. When you need one, and he got it. But, yeah, Cowboys out here in a 3-3 style defense.
And so far, standing them up in the run, but the Broncos going to go to the air here on 1st and 10, and it's caught but out of bounds. Incomplete. Intended over here for Montella. He made a nice catch on a comeback, but not inbounds. So the incompletion brings up a 2nd and 10. The Broncos have the ball at their own 37-yard line.
One of the good things for Bronco fans is Jake Ivins is back out here tonight, making his return after that Grantsville. Played a half in Grantsville and then had an injury, and now he's back out here. So look to see him get involved in this offense.
He's split over here to the near side and trips. And play action in the backfield, or was the run-pass option. And Knight keeps it himself, but right now Kanab is getting some good defensive penetration, and they stop him for a loss.
Yeah, and they actually only had 5 guys in the box that time. They went to a 3-2. They're running a 3-5 style defense, but only 5 guys in the box, so you should be able to run against that if you're San Juan.
Flags fly as the ball is snapped. Jayton Knight airs it out, intended for Ivins, and it is intercepted back at the Kanab 27. There were flags before the snap, or at the snap. If it's on San Juan, it's going to be declined, and the interception will count. And it is, I think that's either a legal formation or a legal substitution.
False start, yep.
And so I know false start we heard last week would be whistled, but in this case, some sort of illegal formation, and it is an interception. So the first turnover of the game, or the first takeaway, goes to the hometown team. And just like that, Kanab in business, not the way San Juan wanted to start tonight.
Yeah, and sometimes if you're the quarterback, you see your receiver getting some distance on his cornerback, but you got to always check that high safety. And right there, that's who comes over and makes that pick as the safety. He was back deep. He read that Jayton the whole way, and you're thrown into double coverage at that point.
So we get a look at this wing T offense. It's been a while since I've seen a wing T. And working from under center and handing off right up the middle and hitting the hole like a tank is number 0, Preston Brown. And it's a quick 15-yard run.
And that's the thing with the wing T. You've got to be physical up front. You've got to close down those lanes. You can't get sucked into the polars. They're going to do a lot of cross blocking down there. You have got to be physical up front, and your linebackers have to get off those lead blocks.
So a 1st and 10 for Kanab at their own 41 as they get good yardage on first down. Now the Broncos pour into the backfield and stop the running back for a loss. That was Hayden Gubler's first touch, and it'll drop him back 2 yards.
And I believe 56 Cash Palmer was the first one back there. Got a hand on him, was able to grab the jersey, hold him up just enough for Jagger and Jake to get back there, and a couple other Broncos to make that tackle.
As a bounce-back play for the San Juan defense after allowing 13 yards on first down.
And you're going to see that your guards sometimes, like I said, they're going to pull both their guards. And so one of your defensive tackles, or maybe both of them, are going to be unblocked at some point, the offside. So you got to be really dominant getting down the line.
This time, Verosco goes to the air for the first time out of the backfield to Gubler. It's caught, but only for a couple yards before he's knocked out of bounds on the near side. So he gets back the loss of yardage, but that's it. Back to the original line of scrimmage for 3rd down.
Good job by Neves and Ivins to get over there and close. And the other thing is if you're going to let them get some space, you better close and you better make good tackles in the open field because you don't want them to get ahead of steam.
A couple players coming on the field for Kanab. That's Ozzie Willis and Brogan Verosco, the quarterback. So he had come over to the side to get the play. He'll work from under center. In the wing T, big 3rd down and 10. Now flags fly on Kanab, and the ball is on the turf, and I think the Broncos have got it. I think we're going to see the same thing. I think we're going to see an illegal shift and a turnover. So the Broncos will probably have the opportunity to decline a penalty here, unless somehow it's on San Juan, which would be a tough break. And it is going to be the exact same thing. I think an illegal shift or illegal formation, and it'll be Bronco football. It took the ref a full 360 turn before he got it right. But the Broncos, I didn't see who picked up the fumble.
George McNaughton, number 6, picks up the fumble.
Okay, is that his 2nd recovery of the year?
I believe so.
I need to take a look. I didn't get a chance to mention any defensive stats, but I know we got him here. Let's see.
Maybe not.
I don't have him on there, nope. So George McNaughton's first fumble recovery, and the Broncos back in business. And now Kanab claiming that The Broncos jumped as they come offside.
That's what you call the old double clutch snap right there.
Yeah, hey,
the
and we're centers.
He went to snap it and then set it back down.
Yeah, that's right.
Unfortunately, you can't do that.
You can't do her, yeah. Can't do it. So turnovers on both sides so far. And I didn't see, was that the quarterback who dropped the ball for Kanab? I'm not sure who to give it to, but J.D. Palmer will take the handoff on his first touch. And speaking of a tank, he's going to get those 5 yards back and a lot more. That is a 12-yard run for J.D. Palmer on his first touchdown to Kanab's 35. So it will be a second down now and 4. So I guess that was an 11-yard run, if you will. Knight will keep it himself. They grab him from behind. He'll get a couple yards, but not more than that, right up the middle.
Yeah, and it's going to be hard to run up the middle with Orton standing there. That goes a big boy. I'm going to say he's at least 6'3", 6'4", and he's pushing probably 280.
Knight will hand off to Jayton Knight as they go hurry up, and J.D. Palmer will bust it ahead across the 30 for 5 yards, and that moves the chains for the Broncos as they get it down to the 27.5-yard line. Couple of good solid runs for J.D. Palmer, 16 yards on 2 carries here in the early stages.
Yeah, and this is where Jayton just needs to be careful with the ball. Don't throw into double coverage.
And he throws one to the left side, over by the sideline, out of the reach of Owen Adams, incomplete. That was a safe pass to the back shoulder over there, but a little bit overthrown. And right now you can see the tight coverage from this Kanab secondary all over the Bronco receivers.
Yeah, they've only got 5 guys in the box, so they should be able to run. And Orton's out this play, so I would run the ball here.
And they will. J.D. Palmer takes the handoff. Couple guys pick it up for Orton, but J.D. bounces ahead to the 21-yard line. That's a pickup of 7. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, if you're running this RPO-style offense, they teach you if you got 6 guys or under in that box, it's a run play all the way. And Kanab's just daring them to run here with 5 guys in the box.
Knight throws over the middle, complete on a slant, slinging it down to the 1-yard line is Ivans as he's back in with an exclamation mark. Jake Ivans gets him down to the 1, a 1st and goal for San Juan.
Yeah, it's good to see Jake back. He's a valuable player down there in the middle. He does those slants across the inside, those skinny posts better than anybody I've ever seen.
That is the first completion of the evening for Jayton Knight, and he's going to take it himself and jump over some fallen linemen into the end zone. Touchdown, San Juan.
Yeah, great read there by Jayton. He saw the hole there, and he just high-stepped it into the end zone. You only had, 2.5, maybe 3 yards to go. Good decision there just to get in the end zone.
Man, Jayton's smart. He lets his guys work him all the way down inside the 5, and then he'll just run it in and rack up those stats, touchdown run-wise. So he does it again here today, and it's 6-0 San Juan. We are exactly 4 minutes into this ball game. Both teams have turned the ball over, and the Broncos are the first to take advantage. So they have the touchdown lead, and they're going to try to add the extra point here. Trip Palmer is on, and the kick is up and is no good wide right. So misses it to the right. And with exactly 7 minutes to go in the first quarter, it is 6-0 San Juan as they draw first blood.
Well, if you're going to kick a PAT on this field, you got to keep that low and centered because their uprights they're probably only about 7 feet tall. They're not these newer style uprights, they go clear up in the air 10, 12, 15 feet. These ones, they're short ones.
Old school, man.
You got to get it right in there you don't want to make it questionable for that official down there. But
hey, I'm going to tell you, goalposts are expensive. When we were at Ball State, we tore them down twice, and yeah, I know about that. They've in college, they've gotten to the point where now they're disassemblable, and they just kind of knock them down for you so they don't get torn down.
Yeah, I'm sure they they cost a good chunk of change, that's for sure. But good drive by the Broncos there. I think that Jayton, sometimes he wants to just force that ball, and we saw that on a pick. He wants to get it down the field, and I think he just needs to, his maturity here as a varsity starter is going to show when he just wants to take those short little ones, that little dump off to Ivans, keep the ball and run, hand it off to your running back, and just survive the play, 3 yards, 4 yards, nice little 8, 10-yard catch, and then play it again versus throw that pick. And he's going to have to learn that you don't got to go down the field every time.
Well, he'll kick it off here for the Broncos as well. It is bobbled. The kick is on the ground, or the ball was on the ground, and it was recovered at the last moment by Kanab at their own 21. So a moment of nervousness there for the Cowboys as they nearly turned it over for the second time tonight, but they'll have it at their own 20.
Yeah, good job by Cooper Anderson, number 3 for the Cowboys, realizing that ball was rolling past him and jumping on it because there was 2 San Juan Broncos right there hungry for it.
So we'll see the wing tee again as Verosco will bring him out. Brogan Verosco, the junior quarterback, his first season behind center, and he'll hand off to Hayden Gubler, and Gubler off right guard is in a crowd and still fighting for yardage. He'll get about 4 yards.
Yeah, and the thing that you got to learn as line, and San Juan doesn't see the wing tee a lot, over the years. They usually play a lot of more spread style, RPO style, maybe some pro sets, but the wing tee is really not played a lot by a lot of schools, and so those backers are getting through, and they're getting good penetration. They're getting a yard or two deep, but by the time they get there, that ball's already gone. The wing tee, as a linebacker, you get to that line of scrimmage, you got to be going east and west. You can't be going north and south no more.
Yeah, these Kanab running backs are hitting the hole hard and fast, and they're going to rumble ahead here, I think just shy of the line to gain, and that was another touch from Preston Brown. So he carried it. No, they're going to give him the first down. So a 6-yard run.
J.D. Palmer on that. Stetson Black in on the tackle.
But Kanab moves the chains. I mean, only just. They got right to the 30-yard line, so that's where they needed to get.
Yeah, you as a defender defending the wing tee, you're almost defending a yard past the line of scrimmage into the defense because that's how fast that transaction works in the backfield. By the time you realize where the ball's at, they're already by you.
Flags fly again, so probably an illegal shift. It's going to go for 1.5 yards over here on the left side, but my guess is the Broncos will have the option to push him back and replay first down.
Big Cash Palmer out there flexing. He made the tackle there. He's excited getting down that line and blowing it up, but you're exactly right, Rhett. And that's something the Cowboys are going to have to adjust to here, figure out what's going wrong with their formation because that's the second time, I believe, that they've been called in this first quarter.
Bear with me. I'm just marking down George McNaughton's fumble recovery. I don't want to forget that at the end of the night. So Kanab will bring it back to the line of scrimmage, 5 yards deeper this time, back closer to their own end zone at their own 25 for first down and 15. They need to get the ball to their own 40 to move the chains. And we're down to under 5:30 now, clock running to go in this first quarter. 6-0 San Juan. Gubler gets the edge and is able to pick up some of that yardage back. In fact, 10-yard run for Gubler. And so some good running here in the early stages for Kanab. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
Again, Stetson Black, he's doing a good job. He's starting on the line right there at that defensive tackle, but he's able to shed the block and run those runners down. Also, Jake Ivins out there making the tackle for the Broncos, but they've got to do a better job at not letting them get ahead of steam, picking up those 3-4 yards of carry.
Man, that's impressive to me. I was talking to some of the guys up here in the booth. You heard Coach for Kanab, Kanab's coach saying that they had a player who was injured, hoping to be getting him back, and they're up here saying they don't have anybody injured. There's a kid in a boot, but he's been playing, or there's a kid in a cast. He's been playing. You get Jake Ivins on San Juan's side coming back and playing the game like this. I mean, that is what tells you these kids are young. All right, we can't do that when we get older. These guys are out here playing through injury.
Yeah, I get hurt, if I get out of bed wrong, and I'm out for 3 weeks.
Right. Shoot, I don't even have to get out of bed. I sleep wrong, and I'm injured, man. I tell you what, man. Short gain, another good stop by the San Juan D here. I think maybe that was Gubler carrying again. 1 yard, so it's a big 3rd down here for the Kanab offense. 4 to go. They send a man in motion, and Verosco will drop back. It's picked off as Trip Palmer climbs the ladder and undercuts that pass, and now he bows up and strengthens himself into the end zone, but I think they're going to say he stepped out of bounds.
Nope.
No, it's a touchdown. It looked like one ref was going to blow it down, but it is a TD, a pick 6, the 2nd of the year for the San Juan Broncos. This time it's Trip Palmer, and he showed off his height right there.
Oh, no kidding. You're not gonna just lob one over the top of Trip Palmer. That kid, he's a high jumper. That kid can get up in the air.
He timed that pass perfectly.
Yeah, you got to either get that thing on a high, tight rope. You're not going to just, lay up it over Trip Palmer. And great job by him for staying in bounds, too, because he had the quarterback back there, and he just ran him over.
Yeah, we were going to have to consult the replay there, but, he just kind of protected that football and was just going to run through whoever stepped in front of him from the 5-yard line in, and they're going to go for 2, and it's easy peasy for San Juan Bronco as Jake Ivins just walks into the end zone. So that'll make it a very football-looking 14-0 lead for San Juan with under 4 minutes to go in the opening quarter.
And it's a long drive over. Everywhere San Juan goes a long drive, but had some bus problems on the way over here. They had, varsity guys had to switch buses with the JV guys to get here so they could get their prep. And that gives football players are creatures of habit. Coaches are creatures of habit. You like to be on a timeline. You like to arrive at the same time, eat at the same time, get out to the field and prep at the same time. And that kind of throws you off when you're sitting on a bus for 20, 30 minutes waiting to get it fixed. It just throws your whole mood off. And so I think that's what you saw, that kind of that first drive. But I think they've kind of got that swagger back, and they're doing San Juan things now.
And that is Trip Palmer's first interception of the season. It's a big one as it gives him 6 points. And, Art, it's still early on, but 2 touchdowns here at this stage of the game is a good start. That's a big you start to stretch a little bit of a lead, start to get the other team a little bit mentally here.
Well, anytime you play a run-heavy offense, if you can build a big lead, 4 or 5 scores, it puts them at a disadvantage now, not just because they're down, but because their offense is not built like San Juan's to go down and score 2 or 3 plays. They want to take 8, 9 minutes. And now, not only are they playing against a stingy San Juan defense, they're playing against that clock over there. And we're going to get a whistle here on the kickoff.
Yeah, so
someone was a little antsy on the kickoff.
That's coming back.
so they've got to be really – Kanab really needs an established drive here to keep San Juan off the field.
Yeah, and I do think that we're required when we mention the clock to call it the Arlen Hafen Stadium clock.
Arlen Hafen was a great coach over here.
Yeah.
He
won how many state championships?
I think it says it over there, but I'm too blind to read.
Me too. It's little. It's very little from our vantage point. You got the binoculars.
He coached in 8 consecutive state championship games.
Wow.
Won 3 state titles from 86 to 88, and total of 6 state championships. So, hey, you go do that. You get a stadium. The problem is at San Juan, they've had 3 back-to-back.
Yeah, I've heard of another coach who's done that. So
they've had 3 coaches at San Juan. You'd have to name that field after every one of them because they've had some great coaches at San Juan.
Right. Well, I tell you what, it was false start or offside on the first kickoff try. On the second try, it bounces out of bounds. So illegal procedure again, and Kanab is going to have good field position to start here. I don't know if this starts at the 35 or if. They're going to make him kick it again.
Kick it, yes.
Yeah, so Kanab is going to force the issue.
Coach Korenberg, he wants to see his return team in action. He says, "Hey,
he didn't like what happened on the last one. I don't think
we want to practice this. Yeah, that's why he plays preseason games. I loved his attitude in his pregame.
Yes,
when he talked about, hey, we've got a gauntlet going down these next 4 weeks. We're playing the state champ 1A, 2A, 3A. And that's the same mentality that San Juan has. They go out and play these hard teams because they want to get better in the preseason. So then in your season, you've already evaluated what your strengths and weaknesses. Kanab's trying to do the same thing. Good programs try to go play the best programs they can. Win or lose or draw, they want that. And now I think he's decided, well, no, we're going to take it on 35.
Boy, I tell you, this is like a chess match here. Now it's like he's trying to get in Coach Christensen's head now. Yeah, they're just over there clapping, going, okay, we'll do whatever.
Yeah, for those on the radio, they ran the return team and the kickoff team off. The offense was going on, and then they said no. They ran the whole return team, the whole kickoff team. Everybody was lined up.
Make them work for it, man. Now
we've run the offense back on.
It's a mental game here. Everybody's mental out there right now. As shadows now fully cover the field, so we're
taking it at the 40.
Yeah, that's right. Now after the dust settles, Kanab has it at the 40. So 1st and 10, this is the 3rd time we've seen the Cowboy offense today. And again, they hit the hole hard and a good run, I believe, this time for number 0, Preston Brown. Let's see who gets up out of that pile. No. Is that number 9? Was that the quarterback?
I think it was 0.
0, okay. That's what I thought. Preston Brown, we'll give him the yardage. It was 10 yards exactly, so.
And he got right behind big old number 50, Wyatt Orton, and they just push the pile, and it's hard to get around Wyatt Orton.
Yeah, you got to figure out a way. It's almost like in Star Wars when you're trying to come with the snow speeders against the big walkers. You got to tie up his legs or something. Verosco will hand off again to Preston Brown. Not as much yardage this time, but he still gets 3, maybe 4.
Yeah, and Buffet and White are in there, but like I said, they're getting 3 yards deep into that backfield, and by the time they recognize the ball's already gone, they need to be 1 yard deep down the line. When you play against a wing T-style offense, you cannot get too deep in the backfield. You're not necessarily rushing a quarterback here. You're trying to get that running back because 9 out of 10 times they're handing that off to one of those 3 running backs or bringing that wing back across. So 1 yard down the line, those ends have got to be better at that.
Kanab is in the San Juan end of midfield for the first time today, and again they hand it off to Preston Brown, and again he gets positive yardage on second down. He gets a yard short of the line to gain, so this will be a 3rd down and 1.
Jagger Neves on the tackle for the Broncos, and by my stats, and I'm not very official because I get to watching the game and forget to take my stats over here. But this is the third down for Kanab, and they've got 0 so far.
I think that sounds right. But yeah,
this is a short. This is maybe a long yard.
Yeah, and either way, this is most likely going to be 4-down territory anyway. So 2 shots at it here for Kanab, but they'd like to get it right here, starting right around the San Juan 40. And Verosco steps back. The hole is not there, and the running back took his time. Let me see who took that. That was 99, his first touch, Ryder Allen, the big boy, and he doesn't get it. So it will be a 4th down and a yard.
Yeah, he did not hit that hole. He ran up there and stopped and tried to look left and right, and you just can't do that with San Juan defense because George McNaughton, number 6, was right there in his grill, and then a couple other Broncos get in there and help make the tackle. But, yeah, he didn't hit that hole with any urgency. And when you've got a yard to go as an up back, especially a fullback like he is, a big boy, you got to just barrel through that thing and try to get 1 yard.
So they're going to try to convert it on 4th down here with 92 seconds, under 90 seconds now to go in this first quarter. They'll hand off, and San Juan may have gotten the stop. It is going to be very, very close. They're signaling 1st down. They won't measure. They'll just say they needed to get to the 40, and they do just barely. Preston Brown for a yard moves the chains.
That's one of those the kid gets to spot the ball kind of thing. The ref doesn't really want to go in there and spot it from the sideline. He said, good enough.
And, yeah, I think they were just looking at all they had to do is get to that 40. It was easy because there's a big white line all the way across the field. So
it depends on who's straight and painting the white line.
I guess so. That's right. Oh, and Verosco, a beautiful pass on the rollout is good all the way down to the 20. That is a 20-yard pass. And that's his first big connection of the night. And it goes to number 44. I'll have to get his name in just a moment. He's 2 of 2 in the passing department for 22 yards now after that one.
Logan Veeder is what it has on the program. But, yeah, that's exactly what happens with this style of offense. They lull you into that box to crashing down, and then they hit you with their tight end coming across.
And they'll go right back to the ground on 1st down into the San Juan red zone. It is number 0, Preston Brown, carrying once again.
Jake Jagger and Trip Palmer all there for the Broncos. So the Broncos are doing good at rallying around the tackle. They just need to get off those initial blocks and not let those big old linemen get their meaty hands on them and hold them in that space. They got to really move as we roll down on 10 seconds. I don't know if Kanab, they're going to have to hurry to get a play off.
Yeah, I don't know that they'll get it. That may have been the final play of the quarter. We'll see. Down to 5 seconds to go. And they get San Juan to jump. This may be offside on the Broncos. It is. So that's going to move them even closer. They'll face a 2nd down and 2 after the penalty here.
They haven't turned the lights on here yet at this
No,
stadium,
I noticed. It's nice and shady. And
they may want to turn on the lights.
And they're just going to let time expire. I thought maybe after the penalty the clock stopped, but it doesn't. That's the end of 1 quarter. The Broncos holding the 14-0 lead right now, but Kanab is threatening. We'll take a quick break and return to Kanab High School. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Utah is our home, unique in its strengths and struggles. And sadly, suicide in Utah is one of our greatest challenges. So people across the state are coming together to answer the call, to change our culture around suicide and mental health, to give hope and provide genuine help. Together, we can get through, lift up, look ahead, and live on. Learn how you can reach out at liveonutah.org.
Live. Back live to Kanab High School on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Friday Night Lights tonight. Glad you've joined us. It is the start of the second quarter here tonight, and right now San Juan has the 14-0 lead, but Kanab is threatening at the San Juan 13-yard line, and a 2nd down and 2 here. They just need to move it ahead a couple yards, and they've been able to do that in this game. So we begin the second quarter. Kanab looking to get on the board here. And they will get in the end zone on 2nd down and short. That is a nice run from Gubler from 13 yards out, and very convincing in this wing T running game right there as they answer and cut the San Juan lead in half.
Good blocking up front by the Cowboys, and just not enough physicality penetration by the Broncos to stop that running attack. And it's going to be a long night down there. Hopefully they've got some subs to rotate it out, but they may have to pile that line up a little heavier.
So the 13-yard run from Hayden Gubler gives them their first touchdown of the night. That matched his total in the game to that point. The PAT is good, so now the lead is cut exactly in half. And we got ourselves a game just like we thought we would. This wing T looking pretty good for Kanab here in this first quarter.
Yeah, they break out a nice little trickeration throw there downfield when San Juan's crashing hard, and then just power running behind a big offensive line for the Cowboys, and they're just relentless in their pursuit to just blow you out of the gap, and then quick cuts, quick movement, fast recognition, and they're just going to bounce you down the field. So San Juan's backers, their linemen, they cannot let the double teams and the up backs come through those holes and block them out. They've got to find a way to get behind there. And like I said a couple of times, those ends, they can't get too deep into the backfield. They got to come a yard up and then crash down. So if they're not in front of the tackle, they're behind the tackle, ripping it backwards.
That's Hayden Gubler's 4th rushing touchdown of the season. And Kanab will kick the ball away for the 2nd time tonight. The Broncos got a good return on the opening kick of this game. And we'll see what they muster here. We're only 3 seconds in to the start of the second quarter. And the Broncos will get it. Montella fakes the handoff to Jagger Neves. And, boy, he'd have been better off giving that to Neves as Kanab was all over Montella. And the Broncos will start inside their own 15.
Yeah, the special teams unit there for Kanab did a great job at staying disciplined in their lanes, flying down the field, and not being fooled by the handoff. I'm sure they've watched lots of film. They've been coached up. Hey, don't go with it. You stay in your lanes. The outside guys can take care of it if it comes their way. And they did a great job there, just staying committed to their job.
Yeah, Montella turned to look upfield, and it was just red and silver is all he saw. Jayton Knight will work from the empty set, standing at his own 10, throws immediately out into the flat. They get some blocking out here, and Jagger Neves cuts the sideline, and he's going to get out across the 30, I believe. Let's see where they mark him out. It is indeed out across the 30 to the 32-yard line, and so that's a pickup of 17.
Yeah, good run there by Jagger, and you want to get those guys that are hungry the ball, and there's everybody on this team's an athlete for San Juan, and you just got to give them some open space and let them go to work. And San Juan comes out, empty set, quad to the right here.
And they throw the same play to the other side. Jagger Neves again. This time Kanab Cowboys are eluding some of those blocks over there. They were ready for it that time, and Neves only gets a yard, if that.
Yeah, this is where you set up that. You go quad right or left with Jagger, and he's your, obviously a quarterback mentality, and this is where you can really throw in some trickeration of your own if you're San Juan, a double pass here. I wouldn't be surprised to see that coming. That's what they're looking for, to see how the defense reacts.
Yeah, and this time Knight fakes the pass to the sideline, keeps it himself, and he's going to get a quick 7 yards right up the middle. So obviously just working some variations on that same play from 3 snaps in a row there.
Yeah, obviously the more receivers you put out, the more defenders have to go. But Kanab's done a good job with 5 in the box here. I'm surprised that they're having so much success.
And we're going to call it an 8-yard run, and they're going to go on the ground again. And being tripped up is Jagger Neves as he hit the outside of the defenders. But, boy, he stumbled for an extra 10 yards there, and the Broncos move the chains.
Yeah, and that's what you should be able to do with a 5-man front. If your offensive line will get out and seal their blocks, man, you should be able to run over this front all day long.
That's a 12-yard gain for Neves. He's up to 22 yards on 3 carries. They go right back to the ground again, right back to Jagger Neves, and it's a quick 10 yards. Looks like they'll mark him up for 9. It's into Kanab territory now.
And if you're San Juan, you got to go fast here, Rhett.
And that's what they're doing. I'm having a hard time getting my stats down, so I've got to start watching the plays. They go for a hard count here. Kanab stays on side, and now the Broncos will look to the sideline for the actual play.
We've seen Kanab. They like to do a lot of rotation here on the defense, keep them fresh, and you got to keep those guys on the field.
J.D. Palmer will get a touch again, and he's going to go off right guard, and the big bus gets some real good yardage for San Juan all the way down to the 26-yard line.
And he almost had it. He had one guy to beat and just got tripped up, and I thought the ball might come out there, but good job of hanging on by J.D. and running that ball.
I think that was about an 18-yard run. I'm not certain. As Jayton Knight now working with both running backs to his sides. He'll fake to J.D. Palmer and throw over the middle on a slant, and it's Branton Bethea with his first catch of the night. And this will go for 10 yards almost exactly. So another first down for San Juan.
Yeah, they just got to keep moving the ball like they are. Keep those Cowboys tired.
Yeah, it's this quick offense that has seen so much success. And now Jayton Knight, speaking of success, is going to go down inside the 5. It'll be a first and goal for the Broncos on a 12-yard run.
I think that's 3 or 4 first downs in a row here.
Yeah, and just one play a pop. And now the Broncos looking to get into the end zone on one play. Only one man in the backfield with Knight. He was going to hand off to Jagger, but we do have flags over on the near side. Excuse me, it's a false start on one of the receivers over here. So that'll keep him humble. Move him back outside the 5-yard line for first and goal.
Drive killers. Sometimes, that's just, you hate to see that when you've got so much momentum, so much flow going as an offense, to have one of those, those self-killing efforts. I don't know what to say.
Penalties, but in these past couple of years, we've seen the Broncos just ignore big penalties and get big plays on very next plays. Knight is going to throw it into the back of the end zone for a jump ball. Boy, that was a bit slow to develop, and that ball was up there for a while. Owen Adams had it go off his hands incomplete.
And that's one of those things that I wish Jayton doesn't throw that ball, because two guys over there, luckily it was high and out of bounds, or that could come down as an easy pick. He just needs to recognize you're out of room there. Your receiver has run out of real estate. Tuck the ball and run the ball.
All right, second down and goal. Jayton Knight throwing to the right side into some traffic and a hard hit over there. And stopping him after no gain, and that was Javen Montella's first catch officially of the night, but no gain, so third and goal now.
And this is what happens with a high-power offense. You get within the 10, and there's not a lot of plays that you have for only 10 yards.
And so they're looking to the sideline for a play, and my thought is, Coach, you need maybe a slant or something right in there. Montella's in single coverage over there. No, they're going to throw it to the back of the end zone for another jump ball. I just have a hard time with those, Art. Those jump balls bother me. I think you need a slant right there and just hit him in stride with a missile there.
Yeah, if you go open, you go trips or quad to the left, to the field side, and you go with a skinny post here to Montella, that's probably open versus the jump ball.
So it will be a fourth and goal here. The Broncos were down inside the 5 with a first down and are now looking at one last shot here to get it into the end zone. And Jayton Knight will work with an empty set as Jagger Neves late spreads out to the slot back side, or on the left side, I should say. Knight is looking for someone. He looked like he might run it. He throws into the end zone, and it's picked off.
That was dropped.
I'm sorry, it was knocked down. So the pass is broken up, and that'll be a turnover on downs. And, boy, depending on how this game goes, Art, we're going to look back at this series right here. What a defensive stand for Kanab.
Yeah, I know what they're trying to do there and pass the ball, because but your run game's been working to that point. I like keeping a run. When you spread everyone out, you still have your quarterback to run the ball. But when you spread everybody out, that kind of gives indication to that defense that you're not going to run the ball. You leave that runner in there, that safety's got to count, the middle linebacker's got to count. I like keeping a runner in there and running, staying with your run game.
Yeah, they were one play a pop, just hitting first down after first down on that drive, and then completely hit a brick wall inside the 5 there. And Kanab goes right to the ground on first down from inside their own 10, and they get a couple yards.
You talk about making the game easier for Jayton here, and when you get all 22 players within 10 yards, and the end zone is obviously 10, so you got 20 yards to work with there. That field is really small to fit a football into on a pass.
So second down and 8 for Kanab. Quarterback is rolling out. Verosco, does that ball hit the ground, or is that a circus catch?
I say hit the ground. That umpire should have, and going to make the good call. So
yeah, that's what they signal. Incomplete pass. That was intended for Veter.
And up until that last third down, the Broncos were 100% on third down tries. So now they're 4 or 5, and Cowboys on their hand, they're 0 of 4. So hopefully the Broncos can get off the field here quick and put the offense back out.
Yeah, this is not 4-down territory inside your own 10. So the Cowboys looking for at least an 8-yard play right here on third down. And they've shown the ability to do just that in this game. That was, by the way, the first incompletion for Brogan Verosco today. And now whistles on the snap.
Timeout.
Timeout for Kanab. So
Coach Kornberg didn't like what he saw out of his offense. He's like, hey, we got one chance to get 7 yards here. We got to make it work it.
So 7:44 to go in the opening quarter. It's a 14-7 lead for the San Juan Broncos. Here tonight in Kanab. We'll take a real quick break and return to Kanab High School. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Looking for a new insurance provider? Call Jeff Nielsen at San Juan Insurance in Blanding. For more than a quarter century, Jeff has offered a full range of insurance products: auto, home, life, health, and more. Give him a call today, 435-678-3223, or pay him a visit at 60 North Main Street in Blanding. San Juan Insurance, over 25 years of experience and just getting started.
Back live to Kanab High School in Kanab, Utah. Arlen Hafen Stadium here, and it's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. San Juan Broncos visiting tonight, third game of the season, up 14-7, but they, on their most recent possession, had a 1st and goal inside the Kanab 5 and could not punch it in. The Cowboys looking for a conversion on a third down here, but Trip Palmer instead is going to get his second interception of the ball game inside the 40 of Kanab, so it kind of operates like a short punt, but not maybe the way they wanted to draw it up right there, and it's a 1st and 10 for San Juan from the Kanab 39.
Yeah, and if you want to throw a jump ball, you don't want to throw it against the tallest guy.
I can't believe it. Yeah. After seeing his performance a little bit earlier on, so back-to-back interceptions for the junior, his first 2 of the season, and he single-handedly has set his team up with good field position here and another shot going in.
5 guys in the box for the Cowboys again.
And Jake Knight will challenge that box as he hands off right up the middle to Jagger Neves. And he rumbles ahead for a quick 5 yards. So the Broncos challenged and won that battle.
And I think you put your faith in this big offensive line for the Broncos. They've been doing a good job last couple of weeks of creating, those holes. And that was a bad snap there and should be whistled dead as Jayton went down to one knee to pick it up. So it's dead ball as big Wyatt Orton's there to introduce himself to Jayton.
And Jayton says, I know you already. So, yeah, that's going to be a third down, a loss of 4 on that play. So both teams having some errors here in this first half. But fortunately for San Juan, they don't give the ball back to the Cowboys right there. Now Knight will drop back, has a lot of time, throws an easy ball over the right side, and it is caught for a first down to the 25-yard line by Jake Ivins.
Jake from State Farm Ivins right there.
I tell you what, man, they sure do like having him back, don't they?
Yeah, and he went up. He was almost in double coverage. That outside backer realized he was coming across. He went to cover, and just a great catch by Jake as they go back to him.
That's his second 15-yard catch in a row to start the game for him, and he catches another one here for short yardage. Actually, no yardage, it looks like. Now maybe 1 yard. We'll give him 1 yard on that.
Little swing pass.
So that's back-to-back completions for Jayton Knight, who's struggling a little bit tonight through the air. He'll hand off, and not much again as this Kanab defense gets through the line of scrimmage to stop Jagger Neves.
Yeah, it's never a good thing when your offensive linemen are stopped and looking backwards at the quarterback. That tells you someone is unblocked.
And so a big third down now for San Juan, but 4-down territory for the Broncos. As Neves takes a handoff again, and this time he breaks free inside the 10, makes a hit and tumbles into the end zone. Touchdown, San Juan. What a run by Jagger Neves.
Oh, and that was all will by Jagger because he was tied up about the 6-yard line, and he was not going to be denied his 6 points as he just chugs his big old legs and gets in that end zone.
Man, he was down a couple times on that play, but it was the second effort that we always talk about right there. I'm going to need to see a replay to see how long that run was, you guys. We don't have the replay. Maybe we can get some help from these guys in the booth how long a run that was. I think it was maybe 20-yard run for Jagger Neves there. And a big touchdown run for the Broncos to get them back up by 2 scores. Here comes the Trip Palmer PAT, and it is also no good. Man, these things look good, but it's these short field goal posts for Kanab that fool us, I think. And they've just now turned the lights on the stadium, Art. These guys were saving some money right there up until right now.
And again, Jagger's a little bit wide right, so if you're his kicking coach, you're like, hey, I want you to turn your hips a little bit inside so that we can just pull that ball a little bit instead of pushing it.
That was, by the way, thanks to the guys up in the booth here from Kanab High School, a 24-yard touchdown run for Jagger Neves. So he's up to 60 yards in the ball game, and that is his second touchdown run of the season. So up to 60 yards now. He's just 13 yards shy of what was his season total coming into this game.
I got to tell you, I've always been impressed by the people over here in Kanab. Every time I've come over here to play a game or anytime I've had any association with them, football or wrestling, class act people over here, just a great community. They used to feed us every time we came over here to play them.
I know you were lobbying for that mini fridge. They couldn't hook you up, but I bet next time we're here they'll have it.
You just like playing classy programs, you know.
Here go the Broncos kicking off after their third touchdown of this ball game. And the ball once again is muffed on the kickoff, but picking it up, attempting to advance the football. I think that's number 99, Ryder Allen, if I saw it correctly.
Yes.
And so that will be a first down and 10 right around the 20. Looks like he came up just shy of the 20, but he saved a little bit of face there after fumbling it off his chest.
And I think that was Taryn Bayless, number 37, if I was correct on the number, getting down there and making that tackle. But he could have been a scoop and score, too, if he would have been a little bit quicker. But good job getting down there, breaking down and making a tackle by Taryn.
You know, just looking at the sight lines we have here from this field, you see their beautiful baseball field across the way as well, and the Red Rocks in the background as they go on first down here, and short yardage on the ground here to number 0, Preston Brown. But when I still announced some baseball, I saw some action over on that field and saw a couple Monticello kids hit the ball into the woods over there by those people's houses, and saw some good baseball over there.
It's a nice view from here. You've got the Red Rocks, the sun's setting right now against them. Yeah, you couldn't ask for a better view other than maybe the home view.
That's right.
It's always better to be at home.
That's right. It is. Hey, we're like men after our own hearts.
We're philosophizers.
That's right. There's a throwback against the body for Verosco and unable to hang on to it. Aided by number 2 and 22 for San Juan was number 44, the intended receiver, and he almost brought it down, but Logan Veter took a couple hits there from Jagger Neves, and Javen Montella couldn't hang on.
Yeah, the triple deuce laid the wood.
That sounds like a man name, the Triple Deuce.
If I was ever a fighter pilot, that'd be my call sign.
Triple Deuce.
But I'm too big to fit in the cockpit.
Oh, man.
It's not so much the cockpit, it's climbing the ladder.
We can always count on you selling yourself down the river, I tell you what, man. Big third down again for Kanab. They faced a lot of these and haven't been super successful. This time they throw it out to Gubler, and he is spun out of bounds short. He picks up about 3 yards, but now decision time for Coach Kornberg here. I don't know that you roll the dice at this point of the game back near your own 20.
No, I wouldn't. You don't. You've got to punt this and make San Juan go the length of the field here with 5:28 left in the half. But good job there by the 12th man for the Broncos. When I was coaching defense, I always said, you don't have to make the tackle if you just run them to the 12th man. You know, you always got to use that sideline. And San Juan did a great job at just extending that play out to the sidelines and getting the stop.
And they will do the quick punt. And Javen Montella was back to receive, but that ball takes a San Juan bounce, and right there to knock it down as a Kanab player. That was number 3 for the Cowboys, Cooper Anderson. That's a famous name.
I think that ball kind of knocked him down.
He
wasn't expecting it to bounce
right
back.
Yeah, it definitely spun backwards. That was like a good golf shot that'll spin backwards into the hole. I never hit those, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 from Kanab tonight and StreamUtah.Live. Brought to you in part by Bradford Tire at the center of it all at 39 East Center in Blanding. Also tonight, Colleen Kays, author of the 7 Dynamos of Organizational Power. 1st and 10 for San Juan on the Kanab side of midfield once again. The Broncos have spent a lot of time in that area here so far in this first half. There's some good running by Javen Montella after the catch over there that's going to get the Broncos 13 yards and move the chains.
And what a recognition there. He had the defensive back was off him at least 8-9 yards, and again, lining up 8-9 yards off him. Anytime you see that of your quarterback, man, that's a pitch and catch, as you like to say.
That's right. And they'll go as a catcher. That's right, I do. As a catcher and a center. Look at J.D. Palmer rumbling through, breaking tackles, knocking men over, and he's going to run it all the way down inside the 10 to the 9 for a 1st and goal for San Juan.
Power and passion right there from J.D. Palmer as he just running over Cowboys.
I estimate that around a 21-yard run. I could be off on that, but boy, when that kid gets the ball, it's like he's got something to prove in the power department.
Yeah, he very rarely, kind of like with Zach last year, they're not one kid just bringing him down.
I think it was a 2-yard run right there. He'll get it again for the 3rd time in a row, but this time he had to jump over a man, and he's going to be stopped short. So very suddenly, it's going to be 3rd down and goal again, and the woes for San Juan inside the 5 continue here.
Well, his offensive lineman drove back by Big Wyatt Orton, and then J.D. ran right in, and J.D.'s about half his size, and so got to get outside Big Orton.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to see where that Orton kid is, man. Giving us a handful here. Now the Broncos rumble into the end zone. Touchdown, San Juan. And J.D. Palmer finally does get it in there for the Broncos. It took 4 tries, but he gets his touchdown. And the Broncos are up 20-7. I'm sorry, it's got to be 26-7, excuse me.
And I love that Coach Christensen kept giving J.D. the rock. He knew he was hungry. He knew he wanted to get in the end zone. He has been power running this whole drive. I love, kudos to Coach, just keep giving him the ball. A little broken play right there as I think Jayden thought Jagger was going to take that RPO, and Jagger went to block, and Jayden was like, okay, I'll just take the ball and get in for 2.
So that was actually Jayden on the 2-point try.
Jayden gets in for 2.
I thought we were seeing the touchdown again. I was a little confused for a moment, thinking I'd called the wrong name, but no, that's not the case. It's a touchdown, and the 2-point try for Jayden Knight. So, or the successful 2-point conversion for Jayden Knight. So make it a 28-7 lead with 4:13 now to go in the half. And I need to tally up some stuff. The Broncos are already ready to kick this football away and waiting on Kanab to get lined up. I tell you what, they're hurry up all over the field.
Well, and they're excited. They come out a little slow. We've had a couple of drives that have stalled. We've had an interception, a turnover on downs. But that's to be expected. Last week's game did not go like a regular game, and they get cut short. And like I mentioned earlier, football players are creatures of habit. They like to see the same thing week in, week out, and you're seeing a lot of passion, I think, out of some of these, all the Broncos. But, man, Jagger, J.D., Jayden, wow, some good running tonight.
And the kick is a good one. This one's going to go into the end zone on the fly.
That's when you know Jayden's feeling it, when he's got the boot in the leg.
And, yeah.
Caleb Carr is he's coming up with some catchphrases here. He wants us to start calling.
He's also looking at me with weird looks and making me think about my life as he stares at me, like Frankenstein through the window here.
We may have to rename J.D. Palmer J.D. Power.
That's right.
Thanks to Caleb Carr from StreamUtah.Live.
Now, my question is, who are the associates?
He's gonna trademark that and start putting on T-shirts for all those.
Yeah, we may actually get sued for that, Caleb. So. Kanab now on 1st down will hand off, and a good run for the Cowboys. Man, you talk about some hard hitting, and across the 40 with a big 20-yard gain is the Cowboy running back, and that's number 7, who we haven't called yet tonight, Colton Blomquist, with his first run, and that was very convincing.
Yeah, he said, I saw your run, now watch mine, and he went out and just put on a show right there. And San Juan can't be relaxing because they're up 28-7, because like we said, this offense not built to score fast, but they can if you don't tackle them inside the numbers.
And on 1st down and 10, after that big run from Blomquist, he's going to get it again and tries to get to the outside. Josiah Palmer over here makes a nice open field tackle. I'm sorry, that was him, and he's got a stinger. I think he's going to have to come off.
Yeah, and big number 56 for the Broncos out there, Cash Palmer. He was held on that play and looks to the official for the call, and we get no flag, but definitely separating his jersey from his body and trying to keep him from running that down, that Cowboy offensive player. So not sure why we didn't see a flag on that run.
Well, at any rate, they move it ahead 7 yards, so they near midfield here. from the 48-yard line to 2nd down and 3 on a 7-yard run from number 7. Throwing it sky high as Verasco, and that was a mistake. The only man over there is a San Juan Bronco. That is number 20 for the Broncos. And give me just a moment. Brody Bilbo. That's a guy we don't call all the time. We don't get a lot of opportunity, Art, unless you're calling him on tackles to call these defensive guys. But Bilbo with his first interception of the season.
And the Cowboy tried to not let him get the interception by pushing him early, but still no flag by the official, which should have tacked on a 15-yard offensive pass interference after the pick. So, you know, some of these things are costing San Juan in the long run.
That is 4 interceptions now for Verasco in this game. Of course, 2 of them for touchdowns. And now the Broncos will go back to work. And Owen Adams makes a catch on a little comeback pattern onto the inside here. I don't know what they call that. Is that a swing? I'm not even sure where he swings back to the inside there. But 2nd down and 7.
It's almost like a little wide receiver screen.
Yeah, so he cuts back to the inside while the other guys in the trips formation go to the outside. And now they'll send all 3 of the guys out deep. And Jayton Knight is going to throw in between coverage to Brandon Bethea. Makes the catch at midfield. Going to try to beat him down to the end zone. He's stumbling, bumbling, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown. And my goodness, that one starts, I think, at the Broncos 15. After the interception, it only took 2 plays, and they're into the end zone. That is an 85-yard touchdown pass.
What an exciting play there. He was wide open, and Jayton read that perfectly, and he puts that ball only where Branton can catch it, because you've got a safety closing over into the gap for that on that read, and Branton just able to outrun 2 defenders. Gets caught about the 10, but's able to keep his feet as he kind of stumbles and then dives into the end zone.
And that is the first touchdown pass of the night for Jayton Knight. Trip Palmer sends the extra point try right through the uprights, so he succeeds on that try. And the Broncos' lead is now stretched to 33-7. And boy, I tell you what, I'm sorry, 36-7. I've lost count here in my brain, I guess. 36-7. And Kanab with their backs to it now, obviously going to have to go back to work. But the interceptions, the turnovers right now hurting Kanab the most.
Yeah, and good recognition. I love that pass by Jayton. He threw that soon enough that only his receiver could get to it. He waits another second, he makes another read. He doesn't get that ball out like he does. That safety's able to come over the top and close that and maybe even knock it down or get a pick. Great, a lot better recognition than in the first quarter where he threw the pick.
And if that ball has a little bit more air under it, that Kanab defender was a yard away also. So it was right. He threaded the needle right in between a couple Kanab defenders. Very pretty play, and Bethea did the rest, breaking tackles on his way to the end zone. And now Kanab is going to knock the football out of bounds inside their own 5. Going over there trying to field that. And boy, so.
Yeah, you feel bad for their Kanab's kick returner, because I guarantee no matter how this game turns out in film on Tuesday or Monday, he's going to have a lot of looks, because they have almost they've muffed every kickoff. And that time he cost his team huge by kicking it out of bounds about the 4-yard line.
Yeah, it's tough to tell. He probably just needed to somehow get on the brakes there and see if that ball was going to go into the end zone. I know that's what he was trying to do late, but his momentum carried him right through the bouncing football and knocked it out. So now Kanab with their backs to their end zone here, starting from inside their own 5, and the Broncos filling the box in there, and they're going to stop the running back for no gain.
Yeah, number 27 on the run, but J.D. Palmer right there in the hole and stops him in his tracks. And with forward progression, they're not going to get the safety, because obviously he was stopped at about the 4, so they'll go second and maybe the 3.5, maybe lost a half a yard.
And so wow, 2nd down, and we'll still say 10 here, but boy, they definitely have their heels resting on their goal line here, and the Broncos are like sharks that could smell blood in the water.
Yeah, you get a bad snap here, and anything could happen. Roll out the back of the end zone, or you go down on a knee trying to pick it up and get a safety, or worse, San Juan picks it up and gets a touchdown.
And they're going to keep it on the ground still, really only maybe a yard, if that.
27 again.
Right up the middle, and again, just doing the work as Hayden Gubler will give him a yard back this time. But yeah, the Cowboys have definitely been affected by the momentum the Broncos have developed. they're going to call a timeout with 99 seconds left in the half.
Cooper Palmer and George McNaughton on the stop. And right here with their heels on the goal lines, San Juan has done a tremendous job at dissecting that triple option that the Cowboys are trying to do right there with their wing T-style offense and not letting them get the yards what they were the last drive. So San Juan's defense has really tightened up right here. I guarantee you those boys want a safety or they even want to get that ball in the end zone. They want a defensive score. Any defense, you go out there and you're like, hey, we want to get points on the board too, guys.
Well, they've gotten two already in this game, so they're looking for their third.
Well, they're hungry. They're like, hey, we'll win the game.
Yeah. We got a beautiful sunset going on behind us too, and kind of bleeding into the clouds in front of us.
And I still have Kanab 0 of 5 on third downs.
Yeah, they're struggling for sure, and this is maybe the biggest of the game for them right here. Down the score. We've mentioned 3 different scores, but it's currently 35-7 for San Juan with 1:39 to go in the opening half. Kanab has the ball at their own 5 on third down. And about 8 to go. They throw it complete. Verosco with a big completion, and a huge hit over here is going to get flagged. Josiah Palmer comes in.
Yeah, Palmer comes in and just hits him one step out of bounds. Just a bad. He was already out of bounds. Jagger Neves had him. He needs to pull up there and not make that play.
So that hit goes on somewhere around the 22, maybe 25. That's a real nice, real good third down conversion for Kanab. Who was that receiver? I don't know if we have a replay. I didn't see who caught the ball, but took a big hit over here out of bounds, and so Palmer, I think, would like to have that one back. We're going to get the replay here now. For those of you looking on picture at Palmer, that's number 0. Boy, that's a big hit.
I thought he led with his shoulder.
Yeah, he definitely did.
I didn't think the helmet was I think it was just a hit out of bounds in my opinion, but they did call helmet to helmet. But watching the replay, he led with his shoulder. I just think, it's definitely a personal foul. Late hit out of bounds.
So it's a 20-yard catch. Then you add the penalties after.
Oh, the double reverse right here for Kanab as they're going to get some big chunks of yards.
Yeah, that's going to be a 21-yard play as they run some trickeration here, so starting to pull out the playbook now.
Not a double reverse. It was just a reverse. They hand it off to that back, and then that wing back comes around the other side, taking that handoff. And that's one of those things that the wing T offense allows you to do is to go one direction and come immediately back the other with nice handoffs there. So just a nice reverse by the Cowboys.
Colton Blomquist on the carry again ultimately on the reverse there, and suddenly the Cowboys are back in business.
That little wing back.
They're down 28 but moving here. They've got it at the San Juan 40, and now they hand it to the big man, and he's going to rumble down to near the 20-yard line. Another 20-yard play on the ground. This is Ryder Allen's second carry of the night. This one works.
Brody Bilbo is out there to make the tackle, and he goes down and does a nice double leg because 99 is a lot bigger than Brody.
They didn't get him in open space. Boy, when you get that kind of size, gathering speed, down under a minute to go in this first half now, but a timeout will stop the clock for San Juan. The Broncos are going to try to gather it up here defensively as Kanab is marching it on them right now.
Yeah, 57 seconds left in this half, and Coach Bowering is not happy with the defensive effort right now at letting them just march that ball down the field. We started the drive where? The 3?
Yeah, they were backed up to it.
4 maybe?
Yeah, inside their own 5,
now we're
absolutely.
down at the San Juan 20, so yeah, I've been there as a defensive coordinator, like, come on, guys, fundamentals here. Stay true to what we know. Quit getting out of position. The penalty, you've got to play physical but fundamental, sound football.
So Kanab knocking on the door, actually the nose of the ball in the red zone here. So Kanab with an impressive drive, like you said, Art, starting back inside their own 5. Not only that, they were still inside their own 5 on third down. That big conversion has really set off a chain reaction. This got them down to the San Juan 20. They'll hand to the big man again, this time only a couple yards. That's like what happened on his first touch of the night.
J.D. Palmer and Jake Ivins.
Ryder Allen with the 2-yard carry, so second down, and now the clock is a factor. 40 seconds and running. And I don't know how many timeouts Kanab has.
2.
I think they got 2 left. Yeah. There's the reverse again. And this time the Broncos are going to sniff it out, getting the tackle from behind as Blomquist was carrying for a couple yards, maybe a yard.
Yeah, number 0, Bethea there. He's not fooled that time. He's able to get off the block, and he's able to get out there and make that tackle. And we've got a Cowboy down here hurt, and it's going to be big number 50. Who we've talked a lot about, Wyatt Orton, I believe, is on the is down here, and that's
that would be a big blow. For
I'm assuming
the
that he got a dead leg because they are right on his thigh right there, rubbing it out. I'm hoping it's just a dead leg because that kid definitely got a lot of prospects.
Well, it's third down as it stands. It's going to be 3rd down and 7 once we come back from this injury timeout. And I don't know how this works. 23 seconds is what's left on the clock here in this first half. And right now for Kanab, points are imperative. They can't let the half come to a close without getting points, I don't think, here, Art.
And Cowboys only have 1 timeout. I misspoke. They got 1 timeout here. And Orton has to come out for play, and he's their big. They run behind him a lot. So your 3rd down, this is a huge down for you. It's definitely 4-down territory. But if this ball gets kept in bounds, you got to call timeout immediately.
Yeah, absolutely. Clock is running, and flags fly here on a false start.
Number 27 tried to one-step it early there for the
Gubler.
Cowboys.
So, yeah, Gubler moved early, and that will move it back beyond the original line of scrimmage for a 3rd and long here. Outside the red zone once again to the 22, and only 18 seconds showing. I think on the ref signal, this clock will run again. And so they're running out of time. I don't know if you can get 2 plays. They are going to go ahead and call their timeout, it looks like, right now.
Yeah, this is one of those, and if you're Kanab, you've got to have an out route, something to the outside, because if you run this up the middle, you're going in at halftime. You've got to have a play in your playbook to get a quick strike to the out, even if it takes 12 seconds. Get yourself, if you can get to the 15-yard line, you can throw the end zone right here out here at the 22.
Yeah.
Most high school quarterbacks, that's an easy throw for them. But you get to the 15, it's going to make it a lot easier for your quarterback to get a quality read, your receivers to get a little more open, and just work your offense. But, yeah, you've got to – if you can't run the ball here if you're Kanab because obviously you're out of timeouts now. You got to throw the ball to the outside. This is where you want to maybe run your – we'll see if they've got a spread formation offense. Most wing T teams do. Or running style. Duchesne for years ran the ball a lot. They were heavy with that wing tee, but they had spread offenses too. And so we'll see what Kanab has here in their playbook.
Yeah, it's a huge point of the game right here. If you're Kanab, it's not a must score, I don't think, but boy, you'd really love to get a touchdown here and then add one on the first possession of the 3rd quarter.
Some confusion on, and they're going to get
they get another illegal formation.
Yep.
Too many men on the field, I think, that time. And boy, you got the coaches over here scratching their heads right now.
They tried to run number 11 on, and he went on, and someone told him to come off. And at that point, you had one of the other skill players try to come off. And, yeah, it's just not going good right here. 18 seconds left in this half for the Cowboys.
So now you got a 27-yard pass going in here. Oh, and the snap came a little early. It didn't look like Verosco expected it. He throws to Gubler over the middle, and he had him, but it's incomplete. And that will stop the clock with 11 seconds to go. Well, the pass was a little bit underthrown, but, man, he was open for a brief moment right in the middle. If that had been on the line, he may have gone in.
Yeah, wow, that was scary if you're a Broncos fan because obviously we're 11 seconds now on the clock. But obviously they have the play call and the system here to get in the end zone quick from this yardage. And if you're San Juan secondary, you've got to challenge every ball. You cannot let them catch it and then run. You've got to break that up, and I'm a fan of getting up in their face here, and we're going to see that San Juan plays a little back. Watch the wing back here in the tight end.
So this is it, 4th down from the 27-yard line. Verosco throws into the end zone. It's only San Juan players there, and they fight each other and knock it down incomplete. So with 4 seconds to go, the drive stalls. Boy, they killed themselves with penalties right there going backwards and then had to throw the ball deep, and that allows San Juan to pick up the stoppage on downs here.
Yeah, Ivans and Neves back there, both going for the ball and both catch the ball and then both
knock it out of each other's hands.
So I think they both get a pass defense there.
That's right.
Against each other.
That's correct. So now if you're San Juan, I guess maybe, I don't know, do you take a knee right here with
4
seconds to go?
I take a knee. I'm conservative. Coach Christensen,
I don't know if Coach Christensen is, so we'll see.
I take a knee just because if you do throw a pick 6 here, you lose your momentum.
That's right.
Going into halftime.
Well, they're going to run a play, and they're going to run it to Owen Adams on that comeback, little wide receiver screen. He will get 12 yards, and that's the way the half is going to end. So it's a 12-yard catch for Owen Adams to end the first half, and it is San Juan 35, Kanab 7 here in Kanab tonight after 24 minutes of play. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back out to start the halftime show. It is Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
For over 75 years, San Juan Health has strived to be the best place to receive medical care in southeastern Utah. With clinics in Blanding, Monticello, and Spanish Valley, San Juan Health offers a wide variety of services and world-class care close to home. Visit sanjuanhealth.org today to find out more. San Juan Health, chasing perfection since 1947.
Here at Utah Navajo Health System, our mission statement is we exist to improve your quality of life through comprehensive, self-empowered, culturally sensitive, and amazing customer service.
Here at Lyle Northern Electric, we take pride in our highly qualified team, dedicated to serving our community. Whether you need commercial, residential, or solar electrical services, our certified experts are ready to meet your needs. We are proud to support our community, especially our youth and high school athletics. Lyle Northern Electric, serving our community since 1957.
Compared to the vocational schools of the past, today's career and technical education courses span nearly every industry, including health science, business, digital arts, and computer science. CTE students learn valuable, real-world technical skills with a solid academic foundation while exploring career options or pursuing their passions. Did you know San Juan School District offers 19 CTE pathways for secondary students? To learn more, talk to a school counselor or CTE teacher today.
Life is a series of cherished moments, filled with milestones that define our journey. Moments of love, joy, and shared experiences. Each moment contributes to our story. As each chapter unfolds, our experiences shape us, defining who we are. When it's time to celebrate a life, ensure your loved ones are remembered with the grace, dignity, and individuality they deserve. San Juan Mortuary, celebrating life, honoring memories, transcending tradition.
Hi everyone, I'm Lieutenant John Young with the San Juan County Sheriff's Office. Our job is to protect and serve those who live in this great county we call home. Youth are a very important part of our communities. It is normal for children to become more independent and mature as they get older. But parental involvement drops by half between the 6th and 12th grade when our kids need us the most. To help stay involved and connected with your children, just ask the 5 W's. Where are you going? What are you doing? Who will you be with? When will you be home? And will there be drugs or alcohol? It's not being nosy, it's being a good parent. So come on, San Juan County, let's do this.
Super busy households need super fast internet, and Emory Telecom has just what you need with this special back-to-school offer. Right now, new customers get their first 4 months of Emory Telecom eFiber internet free. No term contracts, free installation, and equipment. Give us a call right now, 270-4021 in San Juan County, 259-8521 in Moab, or visit emorytelecom.com. Emory Telecom, Southeastern Utah's strongest, fastest internet connection.
Welcome back live to Kanab High School in Kanab, Utah, side of our Friday Night Lights matchup on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live tonight. Here at halftime, it is 35 for the San Juan Broncos, 7 for the hometown Cowboys. So the Broncos up by 28 points and thwarted a Kanab attempt to draw a little touchdown a little bit closer right there at the end of the half. So they got a nice stop to close out the half. The Broncos will have to kick off to Kanab to start the second half. We do open up the Friday Night Lights halftime show now on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. We're brought to you in part tonight by Creative Floors, covering all of San Juan County's carpet and flooring needs, and no pun intended on that, by the way. Crowley Construction, dirt roads, driveways, and more. For any job, big or small, call Crowley Construction. Dependable auto repair, Brad Stoddard and crew get the job done over there. Flights Gymnastics, a proud supporter of local sports and a great start for your kids. Four Corners Regional Care Center, a skilled nursing and rehab facility in a caring setting. And Jones and DeMille Engineering tonight, shaping the quality of life in the Intermountain West. So taking a look at these first half stats, we'll start it off with the hometown Cowboys. And For Brogan Verosco, the junior quarterback, he's 4 of 8 after the first 24 minutes. Just 45 yards passing, and that's really no shock. It's not a pass-heavy offense. We knew that coming in. The running game, 144 yards, and the 1 touchdown that was gotten by Hayden Gubler early, very early, 3 seconds into the second quarter. And he finishes the half with just 29 yards rushing, though, on 8 carries. Preston Brown is leading the way in that. I'm sorry, it's actually Colton Blomquist who's leading the way. He came in and got a couple of big runs, 40 yards on 2 carries, ended up 49 yards on 4 carries in the half. But so he's actually the leading runner for Kanab after that first half of play. Preston Brown is second in line. He has 44 yards on 8 carries. Then Hayden Gubler's 29 yards on 8 carries. And Ryder Allen, the big boy, has 22 yards on 3 carries for the Cowboys. But again, just the 1 touchdown. I don't know what I've done receiver-wise. I've missed a whole lot of receiving stats. I've got Logan Veeder for 20 yards receiving, and that's it somehow. So I've missed a lot of these catches, unfortunately, for Kanab. Actually, I'm sorry, that's not true. We've got Preston Brown has 1 catch out of the backfield. That's right. Most of these guys catching the ball are coming out of the backfield. So 20 yards for Preston Brown, and then you've got 5 yards on 2 catches for Hayden Gubler. So that's all of them. I got all of them marked on here, Art. I'm not out of control.
The great Brad James would be impressed.
That's right. No, I don't think I can impress him when it comes to stats, but I am almost as much of a nerd as him when it comes to stats. Let's see. We'll move it over to San Juan now, and Jayton Knight had a real good finish to that first half. He ended 10 of 16 for 169 yards in the late 85-yard touchdown pass to Branton Bethea. That was obviously the big play of the first half and really went a long way to stretching the lead for the Broncos. So 169 yards passing for Knight, 1 touchdown pass. He does have the 1 interception. In the running game, very similar for San Juan to Kanab, 145 yards for the Broncos, but they do have 2 TDs on the ground. I'm sorry, 3 TDs. Jayton Knight has 1, and then the 2 running backs have 1 apiece, J.D. Palmer and Jagger Neves. Knight, we'll just go right down the list here, not in order of yardage, but Jayton Knight has 18 yards on 7 carries. J.D. Palmer has 67 yards on, J.D. Powers, it's his new name, 67 yards on 7 carries. 60 yards on 7 carries for Jagger Neves. So very equal in the running department there. They're really spreading it out right now are the Broncos. Of course, the big play was the 85-yard touchdown catch from Branton Bethea. He has 95 yards receiving on 2 catches. Jake Ivins back after injury. Good to see him. He's been a big help to the Broncos so far tonight. He has 3 catches for 31 yards. Javen Montella, 13 yards on 2 receptions. And Owen Adams got the 1 very late, the last play of the half, catch for 12 yards. So that is the first half stats. We're going to take another break. We'll come back with some scores and some other sports updates from around the area, from our local teams and other teams around the state playing football and other sports. Stay with us. It is Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
TaylorMade Wooden Heritage is the Four Corners source for high-quality, beautiful, and long-lasting custom residential and commercial cabinetry for over 50 years. TaylorMade Monuments designs custom monuments and headstones crafted with care and artistry to honor your loved ones for generations. TaylorMade is family-owned and operated and offers competitive pricing. Call them today for a free quote. 435-678-2523. TaylorMade Wooden Heritage and TaylorMade Monuments, proud sponsors of San Juan High School sports.
With a changing economy and advancing technology, it's time that marketing and selling of real estate in San Juan County catches up. Four Corners Homes and Property Management is changing the game. Every Four Corners Homes listing includes 3D mapping and virtual tours, professional photos, a digital and global 21st century footprint, and marketing exposure that makes it easy for buyers to find and identify what makes your listing unique. Marketing and exposure sells real estate, and if you want the best, you need Four Corners Homes on your team. Find us at fourcornershomes.net or call 801-404-0058.
Let's talk cancer. Monticello, Utah. If you lived, worked, or attended school in Monticello, Utah from 1941 to 2002 for at least 3 years, you might have a higher cancer risk from uranium tailing exposure. Apply to get a free cancer screening today. One screening could bring peace of mind to you, your friends, and family members, help spread the word, and save a life. Screenings are available for a limited time through San Juan Public Health. Call today, 435-587-3838, or visit sanjuanpublichealth.org to apply.
Back live to Kanab, Utah, Kanab High School. It's Arlen Hafen Stadium out here. You can see the tunnel, the Kanab Cowboys getting set to come on. We got some San Juan coaches coming through that tunnel right now, spoiling the party here at Kanab. I was just wondering what would happen if I guess the Broncos did come through there because they set that inflatable tunnel up and everybody comes through it. But, of course, the Cowboys going to run through the smoke and bust through that banner there. But we are glad you've joined us tonight. Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. At halftime, the visiting Broncos are leading the hometown Cowboys 35-7. So the Cowboys are going to have to go to work here in this second half. They will get the ball to start out the third quarter. So we want to take a look at some scores around the area, and I'll try to collect some of those, Art, while you're mentioning some. I know we got a lot of volleyball action, especially tonight. All the football teams are in action tonight as the Colorado guys are getting on the mix as well.
So according to Des News right now, score updates, Grand County leads Gunnison Valley 28-14. That game, of course, being played at Gunnison Valley.
Look out.
South Sevier leading North Sevier 21-16. North San Pete leading Delta 10-7. Duchesne, Summit Academy. Duchesne is losing 6-7 right now. Parowan beating up on Providence Hall 21-0. Juan Diego, the team we played last week, leads Judge Memorial 21-7. And Juab, kind of a bounce-back game from last week's loss, 17-0 over South Summit. North Summit 23-8. Beaver up on Layton Christian and down there in the 1A, 2A, 28-0. And Emory leading Enterprise 27-6. I do have an 8-man score out of Monticello. It looks like the Rich Rebels are currently leading the Buckaroos 26-6. That game being played in Monticello.
So, yeah, that one is our other matchup tonight on StreamUtah.Live. I didn't see anything else on the 8-man scoreboard. Let me tell you this, though, just going to skip out of football for a moment because the San Juan Lady Broncos volleyball team has not lost a set this season. They beat Mayamura, New Mexico tonight, moved to 7-0 on a 3-0 sweep over there. So I know they swept your daughter's team the other night, so
they are
you might be a little bitter about that. I don't know. But
they're an impressive team to watch. They don't have any seniors on that team, all underclassmen. And so you've got, you've got a good core group for another whole year, and they've got a lot of girls out there. And, man, one thing that Coach Shelby Eldridge has done is she has made it a priority to get those girls in the gym all summer long, working out, playing with some of the older ladies that play, older lady volleyball down there, making them better. And they bought into that mentality that to be good at something, you have to practice. You can't just show up the first day of the season and expect to be good. And, man, just impressive team to watch. They fly to that ball. They're an impressive team to watch, and underclassmen.
Like I said, they haven't lost a single set. So we do have some football updates from Colorado over there. Montezuma Cortez right now having their way down at Crown Point, New Mexico, 39-0 at the half in that game. Boy, they had a game they crushed. Who'd they crush last week? Gallup. They called that game at halftime because they were getting beat so bad, 53-0. So it's basically the same down there this week for Montezuma Cortez. So they're handling Crown Point, New Mexico.
I think the rain and lightning helped with that call of the game over there, same as it did for us.
Okay, I got you. Well, we got another one. Mancus suffering a loss. So the defending 8-man Colorado champions got it handed to them a little bit from Melrose, 50-22 the final in that game. That's the only scores I see, at least on Max Preps there. If anybody wants to send in some scores, I don't really know how you get in touch with us right now. How do we? Is there a way to let people know to send scores, or stand by here, folks?
You can text Rhett's personal number.
That's not true.
Comments or complaints, I'll give it to you here shortly.
Okay, you can go to the YouTube comment section on our stream. If you're within the sound of our voice tonight, you can go to StreamUtah.Live stream on YouTube. And this game, San Juan versus Kanab. And you can get us messages that way if you wanted to report some scores. Also, we're doing a contest tonight. If you'd like to try to guess the player of this game tonight, do so before we announce it, which will be about 2 minutes left in the game tonight. And you can win tickets to the San Juan game next week back in Blanding.
And I'll tell you right now, it's a toss-up. There's plenty of Broncos out there that are. I don't know if we told them before the game if pitcher at Palmer, let it out during practice that they were doing that little competition for player of the game or not. But there's been 4 or 5 of these guys that balled out here tonight that have their have a foot in the door for that. So it's not going to be an easy for us to decide, easy for the fans to vote.
I was just thinking how even it's been. I mean, even stats-wise, it's been even so far tonight. But, yeah, Summit Academy coming into town next weekend. That's going to be a fun game as well. Broncos are set for back-to-back home games, actually. So that's kind of an amazing anomaly that we haven't seen that in the last couple years. As we get set to get underway here in the second half, here in Kanab, it's a 35-7 lead for San Juan. And the Broncos will be kicking away to start it off. Boy, these lights here, I guess, we've got tinted windows on my side. You're in the wide open breeze. I might have to scoot over here and get your vantage point over.
Hey, you sat down first. I'm right here. I don't have a table in front of me. I'm
That's a little
scooched up. I can see over into the fans.
I have to give you that back rub you want. Stand behind you and watch over your head, I guess.
Well, if I had some popcorn, I'd be dropping it out the window here.
We want to let you know that Friday Night Lights tonight is brought to you in part by Napa Motor Parts. Get everything you need in Blanding and Monticello, and that's all the time we have as we're underway. The Broncos kicking this ball away, and my goodness, Kanab continues to struggle fielding kickoffs tonight. They have muffed every kick, and now I thought that was a flag coming down, but no, it's not. They'll start inside their own 20 once again after a bit of a muff there.
I guarantee you Monday at practice, I know what number one thing on the skill sheet is for working on, and that's fielding kickoffs.
They may have to take him over to the baseball diamond and practice fly balls, man.
It's almost better not to run up underneath and just let it bounce because, man, that's dangerous to let that bounce off you, and you never know which way it's going to roll and whose hand's going to roll into.
Well, they'll get it underway anyway here, and right up the middle, the Bronco defense is there with a big crowd and a big stop. You got a big man coming up. That's
Zero ran it.
Okay, so, 56 on the stop for San Juan.
I believe that's Palmer. 56, Cash Palmer.
Yeah,
J.D. Palmer is right there behind him.
He's been flexing all game long, Cash Palmer.
Yeah, he's excited. He's got big nose guard right there. He's taking on the center. He's right over that ball, and he knows he wants to follow it. He's done a tremendous job, and he's excited.
The run is no gain for Preston Brown, his first carry of the second half. That was the first play from scrimmage, so 2nd down and 10. This time they'll get a couple yards, but not much more. It's getting tough for me to see the numbers here.
0 again.
All right, so Preston Brown definitely going to need your
Jake Ivins there on the stop, too. Sometimes you see teams come out after halftime, especially defenses when they kick the ball off and go on defense first, kind of have a little lull because of the halftime break and pause, but San Juan's defense has really rallied here this first little drive to not let Kanab's offense get going. They've only given up 4 yards here, maybe 3.5.
And so they'll bring it to the line. Another big 3rd down for Kanab. Rolling out the passes. Verosco has a man absolutely wide open, and it's caught for a 1st down at the 32. That is number 1. This will be the first touch he's had in this ball game. Ozzie Willis, I like that name. I'm a St. Louis Cardinals fan, so I fondly remember Ozzie Smith. That's a senior.
And when the run game's not working, go to the air.
Yeah, that's right. So Ozzie Willis makes a big catch for Kanab. And that was a 12-yard catch. Now they're going to go right back to the ground, and a nice cut inside the sideline, and a big run down to the 45 for Gubler. And let's see, I think that started at the 32, so you got a 5, 10, 15, 24-yard run right there for Gubler. So he's up to 53 yards, and that one gets him across midfield into San Juan territory. They spotted at the 45-yard line. And a big couple of back-to-back plays there for Kanab, and they're in business in San Juan territory. And they'll go right back to the ground, and who else but Gubler? Does he stay in bounds? They're going to rule him out. Looks like he stepped out. Boy, they're continuing to give him yardage over here. Looks like he gets to the 40, pick up a 5 yards.
And they're just going with that speed around here to number 27 for Kanab. They're just getting all their lead blockers out here on this left side and just overwhelming the San Juan defensive front. And then they're getting to that second level and able to spring that for 4 or 5 yards on that run.
And so 2nd down and 5 from the San Juan 40 now. Kanab getting a little bit of a drive started here to start the 3rd quarter. And, oh, man, some big hitting in there. My goodness, they just bent Preston Brown backwards right there just outside the line of scrimmage. He does get 3 hard-earned yards. No, 4 yards. They're going to move the chains over there. So he gets it right to the 35-yard line, enough to move those chains. They'll say 5 yards on that run. That was some hard-earned yards by Brown.
Yeah, Neves went low and was able to grab the ankles, and then J.D. Palmer just came in and lowered the boom.
And that was his 11th carry, so he's done most of the work today. Gubler will take another handoff, and he gets hit hard at the 32.
Again, J.D. Palmer.
That's a pickup of 3, so it'll be 2nd down and 7 as they inch closer to the San Juan red zone here.
J.D., he's all over the field. He plays that middle backer position, but, man, he flows so well to the ball, coming downhill all the time. He's just a great tackler, great mobility. Doesn't get blocked out a lot of times. He's able to fight off those lead blockers.
So here's a 2nd down and 7. Verosco rolling out, throws to save his life, and it's incomplete as he had Branton Bethea all over him. J.D. Palmer was on hand as well, forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, and Trip Palmer, if he wasn't, he was kind of stumbling and falling down a little bit on the tackle. If he would have been eyes up, he might have had another pick.
Yeah, Verosco has thrown into trouble multiple times today, and 4 times he's gotten bitten. And we'll see now another huge 3rd down here for Kanab. I'd say right here is, I don't know, still maybe not must score, but at this stage of the game, down by 28 points, you know, you're looking at a need to take advantage type of situation on each possession, especially with the wing T offense, not super explosive. Verosco rolls out, throws on the run, and has a man. It'll be just enough for a 1st down. That is a pickup of 9, and it looks like that was number 11 on the catch, Latimer Glover. And we'll give him 10 yards, I think.
Yeah, they're getting that quarterback for Kanab. They're faking that run and then rolling him out to his strong side and then just waiting for those receivers to get open one-on-one out there in the matchups. And it's not long passes. It's just little nickels and dimes.
And Brogan Verosco here, 2 of 3 in this 3rd quarter for 22 yards. He's up to 6 of 11 with 67 yards passing in the game now. 1st and 10, another new set of downs for the Cowboys, and they are just outside the San Juan red zone. Here's a handoff, and around the end goes Gubler. He is shifting, gets down inside the 10. It's another big pickup for number 27, 12 yards, and it'll be 1st and goal.
So many Broncos just within a fingernail bringing him down behind that line, but that's what that wing T's blocking. They just seal out the inside and let him get right off their inside hip, and they just you're reaching for that tackle, but you're unable to get through that lead blocker. Montella does a good job there bringing him down to save the touchdown, but now you're 1st and goal here at the 10. And if you're San Juan, you're kind of on your heels a little bit with the run game from Kanab.
So big 1st and goal here now. Kanab on the march here to start this 2nd half. 7:30 to go in the 3rd quarter, so they've used 4.5 minutes. It's just like what you said, Art. The way the offense is drawn up is to take time, go down, and methodically score. This time they're only going to get back to the line of scrimmage on this run by Gubler.
Jayton Knight right there in the backfield, and he's able to run it down because Jake Ivins is there to stop the progression. And just the relentless pursuit by Ivins, by Jayton, is able to get there and make that tackle, just not giving up on the play.
So 2nd down and goal. The ball right inside the 10-yard line. They have it spotted at the 9. Kanab in the huddle. Clock is running, under 7 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. Time not a factor yet, but it is a 35-7 lead for San Juan, and Kanab's offense is not designed to score multiple touchdowns quickly. They'll go up the middle.
Number 99.
They handed to the big man. I thought so. It looked like a bus trying to fight its way through. He's going to pick up 5 of those yards, but it'll be 3rd and goal.
Again, J.D. Palmer there on the tackle with Branton Bethea helping out. But not tell the Kanab Cowboy, he powers forward for 3 or 4 yards.
My thought is you could hand it to that kid twice more here and go in.
Yeah, the first time they handed it to him on that 4th and short, the 3rd and short, was it 4th and short? It was 3rd and short.
He hit the whole tentative.
No, he didn't run it hard, but right there he ran with a lot more power.
Yeah, all of the carries he's only had, that was just his 4th carry, you're right. And his first one, he was very timid, but since then he's been strong. And they do hand to the first man through here down to the 1. I think they did just
0.
what I said. No, it was 0 that time, so that was really no gain. And this will be 4th and goal. Preston Brown unable to get any yardage there.
J.D. Palmer right in the middle again, I tell you.
J.D. Power.
You call his name a lot tonight. Tell you, J.D. is relentless from that Mike backer position.
J.D. Power and Associates in there on the line, man.
He does not get blocked out very often. And when he does, he runs it down from behind.
Well, this is a key play, obviously. 4th and goal. And the Broncos looking for a huge goal line stand here. Try to turn the tables and do what Kanab did to them earlier. And it'll be a little trickeration and a big open field tackle coming here as J.D. Power powers the running back backwards and makes the stop. That was Preston Brown getting snuffed out at the line of scrimmage or even behind it for a loss, and the Broncos with a huge stop on their own goal line.
Yeah, that was that little, they faked the ball inside off right tackle with that Cowboy, I remember his name.
Preston Brown.
Brown coming around this backside, and they they basically fake it to the one, hand it to the other, and then he comes around, and J.D. Palmer didn't bite on the fake at all, and he's just right there to stuff him.
And so the Broncos will take over at their own 10, and they will immediately go to the ground. I can't see if that's Neves or
2. Yep, Neves.
Jagger Neves on a short carry, a couple yards outside the 10 to the 11. So a couple yard run for Neves, but the big story is the defensive stand on the goal line there, giving the ball back to the Broncos. And they'll go to the air here on 2nd down, and a catch on the run by Branton Bethea sends them all the way down to midfield, a 40-yard pass from Jayton Knight to Branton Bethea.
And a pretty pass, too. Timing was perfect on that as Bethea's able to run underneath it in stride. That defender had good position on him. He was hip to hip. Bethea had 6 inches on him, 1 step, and that's all you need when the ball's thrown perfect.
And Jayton Knight
is there a flag over here?
There is a flag over there. We're
going to get a sideline warning, and that happens when you get big throws.
Excessive excitement.
No, it's a sideline warning. What happens on those big throws is it's a 30-yard gain or, 10, 20, 40-yard gain, and you're going to have coaches that are over the line, maybe a player or two, maybe a trainer, and they're not expecting the ref to come zooming down, and they're in the way. There's no penalty. They
tackle the ref.
And we're going to get another flag over there.
So, yeah, flags fly as the Broncos run it up the middle on 1st down. It didn't get much, but it may not stand anyway. Is he signaling something over there?
Same official as through
the
flag.
He had his hand up here on his head, I think. Is that an illegal shift? Either
illegal
way.
Formation,
yeah, illegal formation. So that's coming back. We've had a lot of illegal formations in this game.
Yeah.
Mostly for Kanab, but both teams have committed that infraction. And so the Broncos will have 1st and 15 from their own 45 now as that takes it back into their own territory.
And I'm assuming it's too many men on the line of scrimmage is what they're calling without going back and looking at each play.
So 1st and long with Jayton Knight working for the shotgun. Play action, the backfield man is wide open over the middle, Jake Ivins, and that'll get all that yardage back and more. That is a 17-yard pass inside the Kanab 40-yard line. So that time, Jayton Knight connects with Jake Ivins, who's really been a big help coming back from injury. He's got 48 yards receiving on 4 catches. Knight will snap the ball again. That little shuttle pass inside to who else but Jake Ivins once again. Slips a tackle at the 25, and he's down to the 15-yard line on another huge gain.
And the Broncos just continue to chew up the yards, and Cowboys are just getting beat down right here as we've got 2 that are slow to get off the turf, and this is just the power of San Juan football right here. They know when they've got you on the ropes, and they just continue to just pound you.
And that was a 25-yard throw from Jayton Knight to
kind of like Coach's
Jake
comment.
Ivins, I'm sorry, guys. What's that?
Yep, Jake Ivins, kind of like Coach's comment about Juan Diego. Hey, you guys beating us down.
Yeah, that's right. And now Jagger Neves will take a handoff, and he rumbles straight ahead down inside the 5. It'll be first and goal for San Juan. As that starting at the 15, that play snapping from the 15, so that was an 11-yard gain just like that. And right now, the San Juan offense just starting to overwhelm the Kanab defense here. As we are over midway through the third quarter, Jagger Neves is going to get it, duck the head, and swordfish his way into the end zone from 2 yards or 3 yards out. I'm sorry, actually, that's a 3.5-yard touchdown run for Jagger Neves, making it look easy, the Broncos, on that drive. And they stretch the lead to 41-7, and 3:16 left in the third quarter. So right now the Broncos really continuing to pick up where they left off in that first half and stretch this lead. And it'll be Trip Palmer on for the PAT. The hold is down. The kick looks like a beauty this time, and it does slice right through the uprights. The Broncos are up 42-7 with 3:16 left in the third quarter. We'll take a real quick break and return to Kanab High School. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Blue Mountain Foods is Monticello's hometown grocer and a proud supporter of our schools and sports teams. Blue Mountain Foods offers a full-service meat department, fresh deli, bakery, curbside pickup, and more. Check BlueMTNFoods.com for weekly specials and online shopping. Blue Mountain Foods is open from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Saturday at 64 West Center Street. Blue Mountain Foods, Monticello's hometown grocer.
Since 2009, Blue Mountain Hospital has set the standard for rural healthcare, bringing excellence in healing, quality care, and inspired staff to San Juan County. We offer the county's only accredited sleep center, compassionate labor and delivery, top-tier emergency care, and flexible dialysis options. At BMH, our comprehensive services are delivered by a passionate team. Visit bmhutah.org to learn more. We can't wait to meet you.
Welcome back live to Kanab, Utah. Kanab High School is the site of our Friday Night Lights matchup tonight on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live as the Broncos kick it away, and it's returned out to the 27-yard line by Kanab. But unfortunately for Kanab, the running clock will now begin as San Juan has gone up by 35. We aren't really paying attention to that. We saw that all year last year, of course, but this is the first game we've seen it this year.
Yeah, and Kanab, fielded the kickoff that time, so there's a positive to build on.
Right. So, yeah, obviously the Broncos have taken firm command of this thing. I mean, it was nip and tuck there, and I think really the backbreaker for Kanab is when they couldn't put points on the board at the end of the first half, and then we're stopped here to start this third quarter as they drove it down and got a goal-to-go situation. And I think that really kind of maybe has sealed the deal tonight as they throw incomplete over on the far side.
We've got an injured Cowboy down, number 9. He's going to have to come off for a play.
So Brogan Verosco drops to 6 of 12 on the night with that incompletion as they exchange some personnel here. Exchange a lot of personnel. That's Gubler who's got to come off. I guess he was a man who was shaken up, working on a cramp probably over here on the sideline. And it'll be second down and 10 following the incompletion. But again, the clock is not going to stop except in specific circumstances from here on out, unless, I believe, if Kanab can get back within 21 in this ball game, it stops the running clock scenario. So they'll go on the ground again, off left tackle this time. It's Preston Brown on the carry. Short yardage, 3 yards, my bad.
Bethay and Neves in on that tackle there, Rhett.
Bethay and Neves also kind of sounds like a law firm out here today.
Yeah, you had Remy Walcott in there at nose getting some defensive time now as Coach Barron starts substituting some defensive guys. You also have, it says number 48, but I think it's Thomas Harden. He's listed as 49 or anything, but I think Thomas Harden's out there now.
So we're getting a lot of personnel in there. Look at this counter, a reverse counter. They've run this a couple times, and it's going to get them some positive yardage across midfield to the 49. So you've got a 5, 10, 15, 20-yard run that time by number 7, Colton Blomquist, who's done a lot of good work for Kanab on the ground today.
Cole Duke able to bring him down finally. But, yeah, you've got a lot of younger Broncos out here now. They're getting some different personnel out here for San Juan, getting some guys some looks in a varsity game to see how they're going to react throughout the season, which is a good deal. But that's what's going to happen sometimes. You get some younger guys out there, and it's a tough learning process for the wing T.
So it's a first down, and I don't know. I haven't gotten any messages, but here we'll run a play here as Kanab looks to the air, throws incomplete. Boy, that was right into the hands. That's the worst place to hit a receiver. We talked about that last week, directly in the chest and incomplete right there.
Yeah, make them go up and work for it. The percentage goes up to catch the ball.
If he has to dive for it and lay out. Just want to say hi to my boys back at the hotel room tonight, Alan and James, and had some good pool time tonight here in Kanab. And my wife, Abby, I'm sure they're listening and watching over there on StreamUtah.Live. And
tomorrow morning, me and you will get some good pool time.
That's right.
Just not together.
That's right. Second down and 10 following the incompletion for Kanab. And a little option here on the late pitch from Verasco, and not a whole lot of yardage over here. Maybe a yard, and that's number 3 ultimately carrying the football. And that's his first touch tonight. Unless he's gotten it through the air. No, that's his first touch. Let me see who that guy is. We'll put a new guy, Cooper Anderson, in there.
Big Remy Walcott back in for the Broncos at nose tackle.
So let's see, third down and 9 here.
And that third period goes fast on the running clock.
Yeah, it sure does. And, that'll expire the third quarter. We'll send it to a break. We'll come back out here to Kanab High School for probably the entirety of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. It is Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live with the San Juan Broncos leading the Kanab Cowboys 42-7.
You don't have to be sidelined by sports injuries in San Juan County. Precision Rehab provides physical therapy in Monticello and Blanding, as well as Montezuma Creek and Monument Valley, where our therapists have helped athletes of all ages get back in the game since 1996. Precision Rehab is dedicated to restoring you and your loved ones to peak performance when pain and injury slow you down. We offer innovative, effective treatments that make a difference. Treatment is covered by most insurances, including Medicare. Call 435-678-3869 for an appointment. That's 435-678-3869. Or find out more at PrecisionRehabUtah.com.
Monson's Quality Meat Processing and Blanding provides processing for both wild and domestic animals. They also carry USDA choice steaks, ground beef, and 14 unique flavors of handmade bratwurst. Monson specializes in friendly service, the highest quality products, and flexible timing, all at a competitive price. That's Monson's Quality Meat Processing at 885 East Pinion Ridge Road in Blanding. Call 435-459-1401 or find them on Facebook.
Bit late on the return, but welcome back. Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Just had a catch that time by Kanab. We're going to see the replay right here as Trip Palmer steps up and makes a case for himself being named player of the game with that big stick after the catch. And now Kanab on the ground again. And boy, this Bronco defense just coming up large. They stop him on fourth down, force the turnover on downs. And that is probably going to just seal the deal.
J.D. Palmer on the stop there. I mean, we talked during the break about who's the preliminary players of the game, and both their names are in the hat right now, and both of them come out and make big plays.
Back-to-back plays right here. Got the 2 picks for Trip Palmer in the ball game. One of them a pick 6. So I don't know, his 2 first interceptions of the night. We've had a lot of good players tonight. It's going to be a tough decision tonight, that's for sure. It's been around the roster tonight. Great plays, and now here's J.D. Palmer, Power and Associates going up the middle again. And a big 10-yard gain just like that, just with ease right now for J.D. Palmer.
So we've got Jake from State Farm Ivans and J.D. Power and Associates Palmer out here, right?
That's right. We got all the firms going on, man.
Trip, don't throw it at me, Palmer. I don't know. I don't have a good one for Trip out there. We'll come up with something better, I promise, folks.
Yeah. We'll probably start getting some suggestions now. Yeah, throw in your guesses, folks. I don't think we have any entries yet. Probably all the fans are here tonight. We got
J.D. Palmer again up the middle.
Yeah. J.D. Power and Associates. Oh, man, I thought he was down, but he got some second effort, kept churning the legs, and he picks up some extra yardage on second effort. I mean, 20, a lot of extra yardage. That's 25-yard run. 25, yeah.
Wow.
That's impressive. I mean, it didn't look like much. Guys were falling down back here, but suddenly that was a big old gain, and the Broncos just marching it down the field with ease right now, down into the red zone for Kanab, and they may start to see some personnel changes here. Looks like Jagger Neves is going to come in at quarterback right here, so he's going to step in the second string. And, yeah, that's going to be it for the starters here tonight, I think, as we're going to get the first carry of the night from number 37.
Taryn Bayless.
So Taryn Bayless picking up. And we're going to have to start putting some new names down here now. So 37, Taryn Bayless.
First and goal.
Yeah, what was that? How many? We have another 10-yard run right there.
Yeah, it'd have been about almost 11, I think.
So 11-yard run for Bayless as he comes off the bench. With a running clock now, 42-7 lead for San Juan. They're going downhill with it now. 9:24 with the clock running to remains in this game. And they're going to hand off to Bayless again. This time he's tripped up in the backfield. So no gain on the play. It'll be second and goal. So you got some guys off the bench here going to want to come in and try to make a name for themselves in the JV for player of the game now.
You've got Corbin Middleton out there. Nash Young's out there for the Broncos.
And again, we debated who we'd see.
Jonas Jepson.
We haven't seen a backup quarterback yet this year for San Juan, and we debated that before the game started, who that would be, and we assumed it'd be Jagger, and he's going to keep it himself. What a weapon at backup quarterback as he rumbles down to the 1. It'll be third and goal, and that's a pickup of 9 yards, and now we've got a San Juan player slow to get up down there, and that may be Jagger Neves.
It is, you're correct, and he's holding that left knee, it looks like.
Yeah, and that's not what you want to see. But, it doesn't look good for him down there the way he's acting. But, we'll see. It doesn't look
You got a Kanab Cowboy down there, too. He's on his belly. He's not moving over. He's moving his legs, but he's down there on the turf, too, almost right next to each other.
Yeah, those guys, I wonder if they made some knee-to-knee contact. We haven't seen the replay. I wonder if their legs got tangled up somehow in that activity. We'll take a quick break with 8:42 to go in the ball game and a 42-7 lead for San Juan with the running clock scenario when we come back. Stay with us live from Kanab High School. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Desert Rivers Credit Union is proud to team up with the communities in our corner of the state. A nationwide network of ATMs and branches, full line of mortgage products, local decision-making, low fees, and great rates for every credit score are just a few of the things we bring to the team. And to top it off, we are for people, not profit. Come by and meet our team at one of our 4 branch locations or visit desertriverscu.com. We love our communities and are proud to support our youth.
San Juan Building Supply has offered a full range of building supplies to San Juan County for more than 32 years. From the start of your project to the finish, San Juan Building Supply has high-quality products for all your needs, and they can deliver. Drop by 1050 South Main Street in Blanding, call 678-2000, or visit sjbs.com. San Juan Building Supply, a proud sponsor of our local teams.
Utah is our home, unique in its strengths and struggles. And sadly, suicide in Utah is one of our greatest challenges. So people across the state are coming together to answer the call, to change our culture around suicide and mental health, to give hope and provide genuine help. Together, we can get through, lift up, look ahead, and live on. Learn how you can reach out at liveonutah.org.
Back live on Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Our apologies. You're going to see it on replay for those of you on Stream Utah as Taryn Bayless rumbles into the end zone following the injury timeout. Jagger Neves suffering injury. Maybe we can take a look at it again real quick. But Taryn Bayless carried the rock through the traffic into the end zone for a 2-yard touchdown run as he comes in off the bench, leading the JV team down for a touchdown. Of course, Jagger Neves put in some work to get him down there as well. And I think it's Trip Palmer, the standard PAT man, adding the point here. And so, boy, a tough loss with Jagger Neves going down here for San Juan late in this game. But, Taryn Bayless runs in the touchdown, his first of the season in a varsity ball game. And that makes it now 49-7 with the extra point. So San Juan has taken total control of this ball game, and Going to win it going away here tonight, it looks like. Obviously, a running clock here, only 8:26, as those of you on Stream Utah get a chance to see the last couple seconds of that touchdown run again from Taryn Bayless. And just the Broncos victimizing the Kanab defense all the way down the field. That drive, as they have pretty much here in the second half, they've taken pretty obvious control of this game, and it's been a pretty dominating affair here. We're about 6 minutes away from naming the player of the game tonight. We've had a couple of guesses. Whoever gets it right is going to win some tickets to see the San Juan Broncos take on Summit Academy in Blanding next Friday. So get your guesses in right now. We're just a few minutes away from calling it. And remember, it's a running clock here for the remainder of the game as J.D. Palmer gets some power. I'm sorry, Jayton Knight gets some power behind that kick. And, oh, my goodness, that is yeah, and I don't know what they're going to call here. A lot of contact in there at the 30. I think maybe they're going to try to call someone for leading with the head here. But
I think you're going to get a face mask call, but I think it was just a good tackle across the chest. That was just a good football play that ended up violent, you know. That's just how some work. Full speed. That's exactly why, you know, NFL's changing their rules, because this is just a good play here. Both players just kind of hit at the same time.
Well, I guess it maybe Josiah LaPalmer had him up around the neck. And
yeah, but that's not a face mask.
Yep.
It's, you know, helmet or face mask. That's where they're going to call you. But, I mean, it's just a good tackle.
So they call a penalty on San Juan. That'll help out the hometown squad, but it is 49-7 in favor of the visitors. San Juan here tonight in Kanab. And a running clock. We're down nearing 8 minutes to go in this ball game as Verosco throws over the left side in a lot of traffic, and there's a nice catch over there for 13 yards and a first down. Help me out with the number over there if you guys can. That's number 1 on the catch, it looks like. So Ozzie Willis' second catch.
Nash Young on the tackle, able to bring him down. As San Juan continues to run in some new players. We got number 11 out there, Grady Lacey, coming on, as well as 84, which I believe is Mike and Keith.
And they're going to roll Verosco out again. He throws on the run, and he's got a man again. And now some missed tackles over here on the sideline. And finally, right around the line to gain, going out of bounds is number 3. And I know I've called his name tonight, I felt. But, yeah, Cooper Anderson, he's come in kind of as a running back. They're going to give him 12 yards, I guess, on the play. Move the chains. I thought he was going to come up short, but I've seen crazier things in these games so far this year, Art.
Yeah, Cole Duke was there to pick up the missed tackle and push the runner out of bounds.
So here comes number 12 carrying for the first time tonight for Kanab. And that's going to be a quick 7-yard run or 6-yard run. Got another guy to put on my sheet now.
Wrigley Lagilia that time in there. You got a lot of new Broncos in here on defense.
Yeah, they're keeping me busy. That was a
Thomas Harden on the line out there. Trying to figure out who's all here and where. We've got a lot of sophomores and juniors out there now on this defensive front for San Juan.
Meanwhile, 2nd down and 3 for Kanab inside the San Juan 30 as Verosco rolls out, and what a catch this is over here. I thought that we had a chance to pick that off over there on the far side in the defense, but obviously the youth over there didn't maybe realize that, but another catch. This is the first catch for Cash Kabanek, who we expected maybe to hear from tonight.
Yeah, Nash Young over there. He might have made a play on that ball, but a great open field form tackle right there by Nash.
Yeah, they actually whistled it down because he had him wrapped up and he wasn't going anywhere. He never actually threw him to the turf, but Art, I feel like they need to light up that cowboy country sign on the side of the high school there, but kind of at night it gets a little dark. But
the things you think about in a running clock, huh?
That's right. Here's a screen. This is the first screen we've seen out of the backfield for Kanab. Nice little pitch and catch right here. Who is that, number 99? No, I can't see who carried that football.
Tyrion Lee on the tackle along with, I don't know who ran it either.
I think it was looking at the defenders. I think it was Ryder Allen on the catch.
Mike and Keith, the sophomore back there playing safety, came up and closed hard to help out make that tackle.
So Brogan Verosco is stringing together some completions as they work it down the field here. They're going to hand off to Allen again, and this time he's going to break free with that strength, and he stretches the ball across the goal line into the end zone for the Cowboys' second touchdown of the night with 5:01 to go in the game. It's 49-13 on a nice little run from Ryder Allen from about 11, I think, yards out. It's an 11-yard touchdown run for Ryder Allen.
Yeah, and if you're Kanab, you know that San Juan has a lot of their basically JV defense, if not all, out there, and you're just going to go out there and try to get a successful drive to get your team some momentum into next week.
Kick is up on the PAT and right through. So make it 49-14 with 5:01 to go in the ball game. Again, a running clock. I think maybe when we come back, we'll probably see a few plays, and then we'll call our player of the game. And, of course, we are winding down to the conclusion of this game. Stay with us. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Looking for a new insurance provider? Call Jeff Nielsen at San Juan Insurance in Blanding. For more than a quarter century, Jeff has offered a full range of insurance products: auto, home, life, health, and more. Give him a call today, 435-678-3223, or pay him a visit at 60 North Main Street in Blanding. San Juan Insurance, over 25 years of experience and just getting started.
The San Juan Credit Union, providing exceptional financial products in southeastern Utah for over 60 years, is proud to support our local high schools. With branches in Blanding, Monticello, and Bluff, along with an ATM in Montezuma Creek, access to those products is easier than ever. The San Juan Credit Union offers checking and saving accounts, bill pay, a wide array of loans, and much more, all on a full-service website and mobile app. Plus, they're federally insured by the National Credit Union Association. The San Juan Credit Union. Your money, your future, your credit union.
Back live to Kanab High School. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. As the Kanab Cowboys have just scored let's see, it looks like, yeah, they kicked the ball off, and
Randall Black fielded it for the Broncos. And
a little fake handoff there and tried to get around the end. Kanab made a nice little stop over there. But again, if you're just joining us, it's a 49-14 lead for San Juan. We've got a running clock for the duration. We're going to probably see another play or two here.
And we have freshman quarterback Bo Yeomans and sophomore running back number 24, Jace Razor, out there. So you're going down to the C team basically here for San Juan, giving them some varsity minutes now. And Razor gets the ball.
Razor on a carry across the 20.
And Big Wyatt Orton says, welcome to high school football, son.
Welcome to the varsity level, my man. He's about twice his size.
Twice. I would say four size. It's like a condo versus a trailer house.
Talk about J.D. Power and Associates down there. Boy, that's not a desirable. Coach Christensen sends them in against these guys, man.
And I'll try to give you some linemen out here, but I have to go from my glasses to my binoculars, and it's kind of hard for the old guy.
Yeah, I'm struggling in the stat department as well, so we're kind of going downhill.
We've got Art Mustache out there on the line. We've got, it looks like Trey Bradford out there at tackle.
My goodness. Yeah, it's hard to keep track. They're going to hand off again, and Razor brust up the middle. Number 24 gets him a first down. That's a 15-yard run.
Easton Knight playing center.
I got to put him in the stat sheet now after that run. 15-yard run plus, I don't know, maybe had a 0-yard run the previous run. And we're into the fourth quarter here, so I should be writing in blue. I guess it's kind of moot as we're down to the final 2.5 minutes to go. Let's see how this play goes, Art. We might need to.
You got Kellen Hutchins and Trey Bass out there on the right sideline. Man, we got a lot of younger kids out here.
Man, you're just calling names out now. And who's at quarterback again?
Bo Yeomans.
Bo Yeomans, okay.
Hey, if you get young kids in the game, they deserve to be called out.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, man, and Razor takes a couple of big hits in the muck in there. He gets 5 hard-earned yards just like that.
Nice run by Jace. Coming up on 2:10 as the clock continues to tick, as Coach Christensen calls the young freshman quarterback Bo Yeomans over and gives him a little instruction. I guarantee on the bus right over here, old Bo, he didn't think he was getting in tonight's game, and either to Jace Razor or some of these other kids, they're like, holy cow, their eyes were probably as wide as my belt loop when they got the call to get in here, but awesome for these young kids.
2nd down and 5 from the 40 right now for basically the San Juan C squad in there right now. Yeomans from the shotgun will keep it himself and saw a lot of red and silver, but he ducked his head and battled through there and got no yards for his trouble.
Yeah, it's welcome to high school football, Bo.
So 3rd down, and it looks like they marked him a yard short of where he started.
I think they just ran on Pierce Holiday, number 59. He's another freshman. Just unloading on those kids over there.
Yeah, everybody's getting in the ball game now.
Pierce Holiday, I know his dad's over there sitting in the stands.
We're into the last minute here in a running clock scenario. San Juan up 49-14.
And they're going to wait till the official gives them the 5 count.
Yeah, I think maybe after this play we need to look at our player of the game here. As that's Razor in traffic, getting maybe a half a yard or a yard as he battles. Well, Art, we're going to – hopefully you got your guesses in. We're going to call our player of the game. It's actually going to be 2 players. You want to do the honors for us?
I'll give, 2 players that we think are well-deserving. It's hard. I mean, we thought it was going to be easy to call this, but, man.
I had at least 3 in the running, at least 3 in the close running.
So we're going with Tripp Palmer.
That's right.
And J.D. Powers Palmer as our 2 players of the game. So
2 players, number 5 and number 40.
That's right. Congratulations to those 2. But it could have went to a handful of other Broncos out there. Wow, what a game for the Broncos. What a, just came out a little rough with the pick at the first of the game. But man, they've been on fire at times here, and that's what this preseason's all about, is just getting that clicking going. So there you go.
Yeah, the time is going to expire. They're going to let the time expire without calling another play. So the final here tonight is going to be 49-14. And just for those of you who guessed correctly on the player of the game, I know we had at least one. Talk with Art Adair about your free tickets. No, I don't know. I think you got to just talk to the StreamUtah.Live guys, and they'll get you hooked up on that, because I know it was our contest over here. So yeah, we'll take a break. I don't know if we can get a chance to maybe chat with one or more of those players of the game, and hopefully Coach Christensen, after this thing is all said and done, after they get done out there on the field. But we'll take a break. We'll start the post-game show next. We'll have some final game stats, hopefully some conversations with Coach and players. We'll see how it goes in the post-game. It's a long way up here. So, again, we'll start the post-game show, the 49-14 final tonight in favor of the San Juan Broncos, who moved to 2-1 on the season with this big win tonight here in Kanab. Stay with us. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Utah State University Blanding lets you have it all. You can earn a highly regarded degree to work in a rewarding career, all without leaving the Four Corners. Plus, we have some of the lowest tuition in the state and multiple scholarships to help you pay for your education. Explore programs in health professions, social work, nursing, criminal justice, and so much more. Join us for events and learn more about our resources at blanding.usu.edu.
At Energy Fuels, creating opportunities and participating in the local community is important to us. Thanks to our dedicated employees, we're safely producing critical materials that support cleaner energy sources and a better planet for future generations. Knowing that the youth of today will make great contributions tomorrow, we're proud to sponsor San Juan High School athletics.
Looking to buy, sell, or refinance your home or property? Ask for the professionals at Anderson Oliver Title Insurance Agency. Anderson Oliver Title has provided title insurance and real estate closing services in San Juan and Grand Counties for 25 years. Anderson Oliver Title isn't just another out-of-town company. It's the only locally owned and operated title company in southeastern Utah. The owners and employees at Anderson Oliver Title are excited to support our communities and are proud to support high school athletics and activities.
Holiday Construction is your one-stop source for gravel, concrete, excavation services, and custom hauling. We've proudly served San Juan County with quality and dedication for over 40 years. Call Holiday Construction today at 435-678-2028. We're proud supporters of high school sports and our community.
Lee Collision Repair and Restoration is the place for top quality auto body and glass service in the Blanding area. They're now open and operating at their location on North Grayson Parkway. Stop by or give Jackson a call today at 435-485-0069. Lee Collision Repair and Restoration is a proud sponsor of local high school sports.
Welcome back to Kanab High School, Arlen Hafen Stadium here tonight. Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live as we open the post-game show. And they play Eye of the Tiger here over the loud system. And we're going to have some final game stats. We've been told that we need to have a swift post-game show tonight. They're not going to give us a whole lot of time in here, so we're going to do it as quick as we can and see if, I don't know if we'll have an interview tonight. No big deal. We'll talk to Coach Christensen if we can, maybe before the game next time when they come back to host Summit Academy. But going to look at these final game stats and just going to focus on San Juan tonight as we close it out. And Jayton Knight didn't get a whole lot of pass attempts, at least in the second half. I know he handed the ball off a lot, but he did not throw an incomplete pass in his last, 8 attempts, and that went back to, I think, midway through the second quarter. So he did not throw an incomplete pass. He had a really strong finish is what I'm trying to say. Ended the night with 251 yards. He was 13 of 19, and he had the one touchdown pass. He did throw one interception early in the game. In fact, it was it was his second pass attempt, so that was way early in the ballgame. The Broncos also ran the ball for 236 yards today and 4 touchdowns. Then, of course, you tack on the 2 defensive touchdowns that they had, a pick 6 for Trip Palmer, and also a pick 6, for George McNaughton. So you had a couple of defensive TDs tonight. And so the Broncos had a pretty all-around game this evening and ended up winning going away here tonight 49-14. In the running game, it was J.D. Palmer leading the way, 9 carries, 102 yards, and 1 touchdown. Jagger Neves had a great game, but he did go out with injury there in the fourth quarter. He had 10 carries, 82 yards, and a touchdown. Let's see. The quarterback, Jayton Knight, not a whole lot of yardage, but he did have a touchdown run in the first quarter. 7 carries and 18 yards for Mr. Knight. And then you had the underclassmen come in late in the game and get some production. Jace Razor, 4 carries and 21 yards, but how about Taryn Bayless? 3 carries, 13 yards, and the last touchdown of the ball game was carried in by Taryn Bayless, So congratulations to him getting some action. You had a lot of action from the C team as well in there tonight for the San Juan Broncos. In the receiving game, it was Branton Bethay having a great game tonight. 3 catches, 135 yards, and 1 TD, the big 85-yarder in the second quarter. Jake Ivins had a good game returning from injury, 5 catches, 73 yards. Javen Montella, 2 catches, 13 yards. Owen Adams had a catch for 12 yards. That was the last play in the first half. Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live, brought to you in part tonight by Pick a Stitch Embroidery and Apparel, offering a wide variety of quality customized products. Primary residential mortgage with 30 years of know-how. They'll structure the best deal for you. Also tonight, San Juan Pharmacy, serving San Juan County and supporting local teams for decades. Looks like we got some players right here to talk to these guys here on the post game. These are our players of the game showing up here. Trip Palmer, this is my first chance to get a chance to talk to you. What a game you had out there, man. You looked about 8 feet tall when you went up to catch that interception there and ran that all the way back. There was nobody stopping you there.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
So tell me how you're feeling after this win here tonight. You guys are starting to catch your stride a little bit.
Yeah, it feels really good to come out here, drive all the way to Kanab and get a win, a big win against a good team. It feels really good. Yeah,
you guys are hitting on all, you're kind of getting synced up together. The offense starting to fire on all cylinders. But really, defense is what wins championships. We hear that all the time. And you guys on defense give the offense a chance, especially with plays like what you had out there. What are you thinking when you go up? Are you reading his pass right there? Are you looking into his eyes? How do you go up and get that ball there?
Yeah, I'm just getting out to my flat and basically reading his eyes and thinking what he's going to do.
Okay, you weren't on camera. That's what's going on. All right, cool, man. And then you had, just making big tackles all game long. You were big. That's part of how you get named one of the players of the game tonight. It's guys like you, when you show that leadership, you want to step up and make those big plays. Does that just come naturally to you, or how is that built into you?
Yeah, I guess lots of practice and then just trying to make some plays, I guess. So, yeah, just instincts, I guess.
All right, well, thanks, man. Good game, good win for you guys. What are you going to do now on the way home? I guess you guys ride the bus home. Do you guys sing songs together, or what happens on the way home?
Oh, yeah, we'll get a little hype on the bus. We'll just, for maybe a few, hour or so, and then we'll probably crash out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long drive home, and you guys aren't staying the night. So, all right, congratulations on the win. Let's pass the mic over to we're calling you JD Power and Associates tonight after your game. So, yeah, you put on a show tonight running the football. It seems like, maybe those first 2 games you haven't got a chance to touch the ball a whole lot, but, man, it's almost like you have something to prove every time you get the rock now. And when you hit the hole, man, you're hitting it with power, and you're just knocking people over.
Yes, sir. That's what you got to do, just run hard.
All right, so tell me what you're thinking when you're carrying the football. Are you just trying to power through people?
Pretty much. During practice, I overthink a lot, start doing things wrong, and so when we get into a game, I just try to keep it simple and do my best, just go hard every play.
And then on defense, man, you're just pouring into the backfield and making big stops for this team right now. Tell me what you're thinking out there making tackles tonight against Kanab.
Just can't let my team down, do my job, and let them do theirs.
So is that kind of what's gotten, I guess, in sync and rhythm for you guys these past couple games? Is I know maybe a little bit of tentativeness, a little bit of nervousness in that first game, but a loss like that seems to have galvanized you guys. You seem to be playing more confidently as a team as this season starts to go along.
Yeah, I agree. We're definitely just playing better as a team and working more as one unit than we were that first week.
Tell me about your guys' mentality in the locker room at halftime. I mean, you had a lead, but then you came out and you really dominated the second half. What was said at halftime? What are you guys thinking? What's the mentality?
You just got to come out on fire. It's still 0-0.
And is that the way you guys just approach every game?
Yes, sir.
Right from the start? Awesome. You guys put on a good show, man. Congratulations on co-player of the game tonight. I know this is a big win for you guys. You're going to go home and look at Summit Academy next week. So, hey, there's no rest for the weary. You guys just pick up and you got to prepare. You got to immediately go back to work, right?
Yes, sir.
So it's just constant. You're kind of married to football. Is that right?
Pretty much.
During this season? All right, man. Well, good game, man.
Thank you.
A lot of fun to watch you play tonight. Thank you. That's J.D. Palmer. Appreciate it, man. That's a couple of the players of the game tonight for the San Juan Broncos, who win it 49-14 over the Kanab Cowboys. They're going to go down and celebrate with their buddies. And we're going to maybe – I don't know if Art is up here in the booth. We might sneak him in for some final thoughts. I know they've told us to get out of here in a little bit of a hurry. But, boy, sometimes it's tough talking to those high school kids, man. They don't – Coach Christensen is a lot more graceful with the words for sure, but it's good to get those kids up. I think we need to do that more on a regular basis as we see some video of Coach Christensen talking with his team. And Art, tell me about, this win. We see the Broncos starting to string together some wins here in the preseason, and obviously region play is ahead. You got a couple more teams down the stretch who are going to give you a challenge for sure. And what does this win mean tonight for the Broncos? Is it a big deal to start winning games like this again? How do you see this win here tonight?
I think this win was a big deal for the Broncos, not only just because they were able to get some things going and their players were able to see the field a little better, but because the matchup, where Kanab came in, they've got highly recruited D1 athlete on their team. They've had 2 big wins for the start of the season, and then you come over here and a lot of people had this game San Juan's way, but only by like 20 points,
Yeah.
Maybe a 42-21 type of score. And so what this does, it tells those players, hey, listen, we can go into a quality opponent and we can win on their turf. And even with a few mistakes, I thought overall they played a fantastic game. Great game plan by the coaches. I think it's just a huge boost for the program.
Yeah.
Now you've got 2 wins behind you, and you move on next week to Summit Academy.
I think we got the wordsmith going to pay us a visit up here now. As we got Coach Christensen picking up the mic, so we tried to talk to a couple of your players, and I tell you what, man, every time we either get them in the studio or on the mic, they're just not very vocal, but it's all right. I know those guys are working, man. Those guys, I mean, it's almost like they're robots. They're just so businesslike. You guys have these guys so in tune, and they're just about doing their job, man. It's nothing more special than that, and we were just trying to kind of surmise what this win means for the team. You guys are just really starting to put it together, building the confidence, executing on both sides of the ball. The mistakes are starting to dwindle for you guys. You're starting to really get back into San Juan Bronco form.
Man, wasn't that fun?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes preseason games are just preseason games, whatever. But for whatever reason, you know, I really wanted this one.
Yep.
Guys wanted this one. I loved their energy. Just like last week, you know, we couldn't like cap it all together just because it ended early. But man, we play like that, we're gonna be tough to beat.
Yeah, and we said, you know, after your first loss of the season, there's really no reason why you guys can't repeat again for a fourth straight. And we're really starting to see that. We're starting to see you guys playing your ball. When that happens, you can just visibly see, you can feel and taste the confidence you guys are developing.
That's what I love. I love the swagger that they bring. That was our theme this week. Like, bring back that San Juan swagger, that confidence. I mean, you know, it's cool when you come to town and everybody knows who they're playing.
Yeah.
Right. And you know, we're really confident. You know, I told them be this close to cocky, and that's how they played tonight. I was very proud of it.
Well, we obviously had a tough time naming one player of the game tonight, so we named two. There were a bunch of guys in the running for sure. Tell me what you're seeing from your big players, your guys who are stepping up and leading right now.
Man, I'm seeing, like, that's exactly what, like, JD. I can't say enough words about JD. Oh, my gosh, that guy. I mean, when JD came in as a freshman, I would have never believed what he would have turned into. And that's just 4 years of hard work and weight room. And we even told our freshmen that in the locker room, just barely say, anyone can be like this.
Mm-hmm.
JD's just in the weight room. And you know, there's countless others. JD played a great game, but every senior, like Javen, Owen, guys that maybe didn't shine as much, Branton came out, were just so dangerous because it could be any of the, you know, 6. Owen had a great first week, you know, and then week 2, Branton steps up. We get Jake back. I mean, it's just tough. It's tough to stop, and these guys, they eat, breathe, sleep. They love football, and that's why I love coaching here, because it's important. And you know, you can say it's just a game, but it's a lot more than just a game to these kids and to me. So, you know, couldn't be more proud of them.
Well, the results speak to the fact that you guys are really bonding as a team. I know there's a lot of times during the game there's people we don't get to call their names a lot. Just because they're not, like you said, in the limelight. The light is not shining on them. Tell me about those guys and what's the mentality? You know, the guys who have to step back and be kind of behind the scenes, it seems to all be coming together like guys are taking that role willingly and humbly.
Yeah, and that's what's tough. I mean, this group, when they came in as freshmen, there was 30 of them. And, you know, 10 of them have fell off because that is hard. It is hard, and it sucks. And there were seniors we probably didn't get in tonight, and it breaks my heart. Like, because it's nothing to do with love or talent. It's just that clock starts running. And so I'm glad you asked that, because I had you know, even in our Monday team meeting, I shouted out our scout team guys, because without them, they're giving us the looks. They're pushing us every single day. And there's like a Taryn Bayless who got rewarded tonight. He's been getting his head bashed in for 3 weeks, you know, running scout team. And kids like that, if this was you know, he may not have got that opportunity. And there's countless others. I mean, I can't name them all because I'm going to forget somebody and offend somebody. But, you know, these starters have to keep building those guys up too, because without them it wouldn't happen.
I can almost feel you chuckling on the sideline. You send your C team guys in, and immediately the Orton kid meets your third string quarterback and just runs him over. And we're up here going, "Welcome to varsity football, son." You know, and it's that's undesirable. That's an undesirable activity right there.
See, I thought they were going to sub. So, but hey, Bo, I asked Bo a funny thing on that run. He ran the play completely wrong. He was nervous. I said, "Bo,"
yeah,
because we kept handing it to Jace. Jace ran great, and I said, "Bo, do you want to run the ball?" No, not really. I said, "Really, Bo?" All right, give me the ball.
Oh, yeah, there you go. There you go. That's right. That's the attitude. Well, you know, and Jagger had a great game tonight, and we didn't talk with him after the game, and we haven't really mentioned him a whole lot. But can you tell me anything about him?
Yeah. So he's a big, strong kid, and when you get a big, strong, quaddy kid,
quaddy kid. That's a new word.
You know, he's Quadzilla is what I call him. So
name.
when you get hit, he gets hit by a helmet and his knee bent in, and he was freaking out because he thought he blew something. I said, "Did you feel anything pop?" He said no, and I said, "With as muscly as you are, if something would have torn, you would have went boom, 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 boom. It would have felt like 1,000 rubber bands popping.
Wow, man.
He got a helmet to the knee, and that hurts.
Okay.
So he's going to have a deep bone bruise. He's going to be in pain. But after he kind of, this fear of an ACL tear went away, he was like, all right,
good.
I'm okay.
That's good. That's good news. So you got Quadzilla. We've also tonight we coined JD Power and Associates, or JD Power. So, yeah, we got him flying all over the place up here, man. Well, it was a fun one for sure. This is your first running clock this season. Obviously, we saw that all last year, so it kind of took us by surprise when it was about to start happening. And yeah, you guys are just really starting to get in rhythm, so it's good to see. It's good to see. I mean, regardless of what happens the rest of the season, I know you just want to play the right way. And, I mean, when you do that, it seems the results come. So that's what's happening. That's
right.
what we're seeing right now.
And, man, we want week 1 back. But
Yep.
but at the same time, the lesson we learned from that, I think we could have learned it, later in the season. And, we probably crossed that threshold a little bit of the cockiness, right?
Yeah.
Now we've toned it down. We're really confident.
That's good.
But we still know we got to go play a game to win.
Yeah. And you guys are looking good at this point, catching your stride, that's for sure. Obviously, you're going to have a good matchup next week. Summit Academy coming to town, so that'll be a fun one.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Coach, we appreciate it. Good win for you guys tonight. Have a good, safe bus ride home, and we'll see you back there next week. So.
Hey, enjoy Kanab's nightlife with your family tonight.
That's right. We're going to have some night. We're going to hop in the pool late night, man.
Hey, thank you, guys.
Yeah, thanks, Coach. That's Coach Barkley Christensen. He coached his team to a 49-14 win here tonight over the Kanab Cowboys. A fun game tonight. I think that's going to close it out for us here tonight. I know they want us to get out of this booth, this brand-new booth here tonight, so we're going to oblige them. Art, I don't know if you have any parting words. We're going to call it good and sign off. We do want to say thanks to all the folks who helped us out on the broadcast tonight, all the sponsors, of course, and we will thank you one final time by name as we close it out here. I want to say thanks to Lane Palmer and Caleb Cars, our guys, our guys behind the scene on the video side on StreamUtah.Live. Obviously, we couldn't do it without those guys. That'll do it. Again, it's a 49-14 final tonight. San Juan over Kanab. They're 2-1 on the year now. Summit Academy next week in Blanding. That's a 7 o'clock kick. We'll be on the air again at 6:30 as we are every Friday night. So until then, have a great rest of your weekend. On behalf of Art Adair, it's Rhett Sifford saying so long from Kanab High School.
Friday Night Lights is a production of Red Rock 92 Sports and StreamUtah.Live. Tonight's broadcast was brought to you by Anderson Oliver Title Insurance Agency, Bradford Tire, San Juan Building Supply, Blue Mountain Foods, Desert Rivers Credit Union, Colleen K's, San Juan School District Adult Education, Emory Telcom, Four Corners Homes, San Juan Pharmacy, Utah State University Blanding, Creative Floors, San Juan Counseling, Holiday Construction, Lee Collision Repair and Restoration, Red's Ace Hardware, San Juan Health, Four Corners Regional Care Center, Northern Electric, Dependable Auto Repair, San Juan Insurance, Precision Rehab, Red Mechanical, Flights Gymnastics, San Juan School District CTE Programs, Blue Mountain Hospital, Monson's Quality Meat Processing, Tailor-Made Wooden Heritage and Tailor-Made Monuments, San Juan Public Health, Crowley Construction, Jones and DeMille Engineering, San Juan Mortuary, Napa Motor Parts, Utah Navajo Health System, San Juan Credit Union, and Pick-a-Stitch Embroidery and Apparel. We're the home of live high school sports coverage in southeastern Utah, Classic Hits Radio, Red Rock 92, and StreamUtah.Live.